is what you came for. Blood on the game bowl. Everybody drop it like rainfall. This is your moment. Eyes on a puppet. Can't think, chest just open. And they're singing your praises. La la la. Screaming your name. La 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 la. One more step, you're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where? Then we Hey, welcome to the big show. Next on the ladder, is it your name in the rafters? Breathe, breathe, breathe. Low when it's silence. Bad guy woke up and chose violence. And they're singing my praises, la la la. Screaming my name out, la la la. This is why we're immortal now. 'Cause once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where? Then we I'm on my knees, pray for glory. Anyone read this underdog story? I can't lose myself again. Help me lose this heart. I'm brave. Once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Once you play God, once you play God, they're gonna crumble one by one. Then we gonna ride right into the sun like it's the day my kingdom come. Baby, where? Once you play.
I wanna feel a rush, tell them turn the pressure up. I'll be setting fires for the thrill, I can't get enough. Knocked down, never knocked out. When I'm in the clutch, leaving limits crushed. Gotta get it, ain't no giving up, nah. Got the whole world waiting on my fall. Me against the odds, bet it all. Better stack them tall, non-stop, fighting non-stop. I've been through it all, eyes locked, coming in hot, breaking through my walls, yeah. Try to count me out, but I'm on the grind, yeah. Count down till I'm going live, yeah. Feeling like a fire on the inside. Rose from the ashes to survive. I'm coming alive. Come on. Coming alive. invested. This is my world from sea to sky, didn't plan it. Evil combated, people will try to test your patience. Flashing through the days, catch me living, I don't hesitate. Either way, if you hear the name, you will know. Crickets and creatures will come in the night. Keep my back from the reaper who's hunting the running, you gotta decide. I'm just controlling my fate. I'm just controlling my. I'm just controlling my fate. I'll never fade. Oh. I'm just controlling my fate. I'm just controlling my fate. Oh. I'm just controlling my. I'm just controlling my. I'm just controlling my. It's not the same, so it's time to rise. Forever I live. I feel my soul coming alive. Coming alive. Roll from the ashes and survive. I'm coming alive. Here we go now. Here we go now. Yeah, yeah. Here we go now. Here we go now. Yeah, yeah. Here we go now. Come on. Roll from the ashes and survive. I'm coming alive.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm going to be filling in for your lovely crewman, so I'm going to keep talking and no one explodes. My name is Demented Loki, and I'm going to be joining the lovely Turk. He is back. I've just been shifting chairs a little bit. How are you feeling tonight?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I'm looking forward to this. This is the best of 5 between two banger teams, so it's gonna be fun. I think these VE boys are pretty sick of me already. I've cast them like 3 times alone in this league, and I've cast them a whole bunch before. So yeah, they're probably sick of me, but I'm pretty pumped up, man. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, last time we had me behind the desk, we were seeing the Manhattan Project have a interesting showing, and I heard that this is going to be a little bit of a rematch for both of these teams. Anything else you want to let the audience know?
Well, right now, obviously, this is do or die. This is semifinals, so we basically hop from a pretty short season right into this get-go. And of course, I mentioned it before, but this is a best of 5. We are into the draft as well, so we're going to be having our last band coming in here very soon. But the last time that these two teams did go play against each other, now this was a while ago, probably 2 or 3 patches, mind you, but even still, TMP ended up actually taking down GEB. And on top of that, too, GEB was the and currently is still the victors of last season. So they're hoping to be able to reclaim that crown, hold on to it, make sure that they don't let go of it. And TMP obviously want to take that away. So I like to see this right away. We get that Jinx ban, that Jinx prio really went up ever since those buffs came up, and so did this champion right here, Orianna, and that is a great first pick from TMP.
Yeah, Orianna is a very, very safe laner. Just going for that control mage, being able to have a lot of potential in team fights after a little bit, because, you know, you just hear a beautiful piece of machinery say control, and now I'm hugging my top laner? Hold on, I'm an ADC, what am I doing here? And it's the little shenanigans you get up to, but you mentioned previously, both of these teams had some priority around that Kindred pick, and we're not seeing that come out yet. We don't really see that reflected in any of the ban phase, as it looks like Glacial is going to be picking up a Syndra for this.
Yeah, that's a pretty stock standard, like quote-unquote counter to the Orianna, but the Syndra just can obviously match that scaling that Orianna has. Ori doesn't really come online until about level 9, so at that point, when she does, obviously that's when she starts to become strong, but Syndra comes online before then, and you're going to see some prio going on Rakan here, and this really is, everything that we're seeing right now is Worlds meta, so for those who haven't watched Worlds, I'm not going to throw any spoilers out there right now, but B1 Orianna is very much a classic at this point right now. We've seen that several times in Syndra Rakan. That is that's no slouch there either, so you can expect that. The Xayah being taken to deny the Nautilus into the Rakan, which tends to be a pretty good matchup for the Nautilus, obviously denying the mobility that Rakan has. Syndra being a not very mobile champion, actually no mobility at all. That Nautilus ult is going to be pretty impactful there too. So TMP first phase have a lot of CC, good scaling up from their mid, have that Xayah and that Nautilus too to kind of round out that bot lane. I've liked what they've done so far with phase 1 here, and we'll see what GEB does with this last pick here. Ever. Okay.
That's interesting. I would have expected the Kaisa to be able to just have the inherent ability to eventually crack some of these juggernauts as we get going into that. But as far as phase 1 goes, I am not sure how I feel about Rakan Sivir as a lane. I have not really seen it too much personally. I feel like there's some contradiction in the theming on their setup. It's pretty hard for me to see a world where Rakan's really going to be able to do his thing into this Nautilus, and it's not like Sivir's able to offer much for cracking that. And we're leaving the top and jungle slot up.
That's exactly it. Yeah, solo laners here. Obviously, that top lane, you can expect that GEB probably gonna last pick that top there. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they don't though. Maybe they like to save that R5 jungle. They do like to play carry jungle play style. Maybe Leota will just pick something stock standard for him. Could be the Ornn here. I'm not so sure. We'll have to see exactly what they're planning. But that Rakan Sivir, yeah, they don't really have the strongest of lanes, but it's not really about that. It's more about that roaming that Rakan can bring. That Sivir should be a pretty strong, well, pretty strong weak side bot laner, which is kind of funny to say, but it's true. Obviously, that wave clear, and it looks like we are going to see this R4 Ornn here. It'll be interesting to see what TMP decides to do, how they want to kind of play around this here. But right now, GB, they've drafted stock standard, exactly what you can expect to see. A nice front-to-back play style here.
Nice front to back. We're gonna have a little bit of a ram jam. I'm pretty excited for this actually, as far as team fights go. They just have to get there. But it does also look like, yep, we're gonna be last picking that jungler, trying to be able to grab a counter as the Manhattan Project. Looking at that Maokai, that's huge. Nature's Grasp does a ton for disrupting the flow of things, as well as just being able to pick one person. You're on us. Camille?
There we go.
Actually so good for playing into top.
Yeah, the Camille here and the Maokai, both that phase 1 and phase 2 from TMP. I think the Manhattan Project's done a really good job with their draft. GEB, they've drafted extremely well here too for their playstyle. They have the option right now to grab that Kindred if that's something that they want, which was such a high prio there for them in their first series that they played such a long time ago. Maybe that R5 will come in, but we're actually going to get the Jarvan, and that usually is a first pick that's squeaked by all the way to the very end. So the prio on Jarvan just wasn't quite there for this series, for game 1 I should say, but we are going to get it there, R5. So nevertheless, the Jarvan will be available here. Into the Xayah does pretty well, into the Orianna, excuse me, it does pretty well too. So both of those carries on the side of the Manhattan Project are immobile. But you can also say the same thing there from the side of GEB. Both carries themselves, Syndra and the Sivir, immobile as well. You do have that spell shield, but that Maokai ult, that Camille, the Nautilus, there's a lot of windows where TMP can find plays. There's a lot of windows where GEB can find plays.
Yeah, I really prefer the Manhattan Project's draft overall here. If we're going to be going with these front to back play styles from Glacial Esports, it makes a bit of sense to have that Jarvan, but I feel like we could have shifted that priority, picked them earlier, and been able to go for some stronger laners later if we're going to be seeing it, since I don't see where that carry jungle comes out from a Jarvan here.
No, that's a very good point. Yeah,
that feels a lot more like they're going to be playing a very much we're going to be trying to support the president kind of role, get behind the Syndra, get behind the Sivir, and see what they can make happen. And it's a good point talking about the fact that Xayah, Orianna, they're also very immobile, but I would like to point out we do have the Featherfall from Xayah. That's a couple seconds of invulnerability into a huge root usually, that even as tanky as some of Glacial is going to be, just shreds health bars.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. Like you said, both team comps here, I'm a big fan of, honestly. If I had either drafts from here, I'd be pretty happy. To me, I think the thing that you pointed out there, and I appreciate that a lot too, is actually that Jarvan pick. I think that Jarvan's going to act as a bridge. He doesn't really have a lot of lanes to gank, maybe with the exception of mid. You don't want to exhaust too many resources towards that top side when you have an Ornn. 1 or 2 kills is probably fine. If you need to relieve some pressure, maybe get the wave to crash or something versus that Camille so Leota can get a reset in, I could see it there. But a lot of the attention I would expect to see from GEB is going to be going around this mid. It may be bot, but Rakan Sivir, I don't know if they have a lot of kill threat anytime soon, but that's also not really why you draft that. You kind of just draft that bot lane so you can make plays around the map, keep that Sivir alone. She'll be able to farm up on 3 items. Absolute terror, just a complete menace. So they're scaling up both sides here, and I'm pretty happy with these team comps for game 1, man.
Yeah, for game 1, it's going to be pretty interesting to see which one snakes it out. I'm leaning so much more into the Manhattan Project. I might be biased. I miss seeing Orianna every single game. Just having to keep track of that extra little doodad in the middle of a fight can make all the difference. And just whenever I see a strong Nautilus comp, oof, love it.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, man. It'll be interesting to see what happens for this game, for sure. The onus, a lot of it's going to be on GEB with that Jarvan if they're able to accelerate anything early on. If that Jarvan can get rolling, it's going to be nice to see. Obviously, you kind of need that, but playing that stock standard front to back for GEB is what you can expect from them. They've drafted exactly what they want, so you're in favor of TMP's comp, and it's tough for me to argue it, but I played against GDB before. I've casted them many times. This is exactly what you can expect to see from them. So for me, I'm going to give it to them right away here for game one. I like their draft. I like both drafts equally, but I know GDB's playstyle. This is exactly what it is here. So we'll see how well they're able to execute this on both sides, really. But yeah, this is going to be a banger game one, my man. I'm looking forward to it.
Actually, that's a really good point you make about playstyles. Riddy on Maokai feels wrong to say. A lot of what I saw from Riddy was him just kind of going into the jungle saying, no, this
Feels
is
dirty.
going in my shopping cart, and
Yeah.
doing the enemy jungler dirty on repeat. And I don't think Maokai can really embody that as much. Sure, the gank potential early is fairly okay, and later he's an absolutely unkillable monster once in a while. But that doesn't feel very Riddy to me as we're going into game one.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit off stream actually. Like with this series before, there was really heavy prio around that Kindred. Both jungles like to play this carry style, and right now from both, I mean, the Jarvan you can make the argument that it is that carry style, but it's really not. Again, it's more of that bridge, right? You'll have some damage early on, but as time goes on, you're just gonna kind of be like hitting people with a pool noodle. So
Right.
you will have some of that carry potential there, but it's nothing near something like the Kindred, obviously, or maybe the Bel'Veth or something like that. But yeah, both jungles right now are really on the facilitating role, and not quite what we expected to see from game one, but there are still plenty of games left.
Yeah, I think we should take a second, get all of our composure at the ready for the coming game. It's going to be absolutely chaotic. I look forward to seeing everyone after we're done from behind the scenes. But before we go to a break, what is your favorite pizza topping, my friend?
It's not pineapple, I'll tell you that. I've been
Okay.
around a long time. I've been around
Yeah.
long enough to know that I didn't like pineapple before. That was a meme.
I see, I see.
I can promise. It's probably just pepperoni. I'm pretty basic when it comes to that.
Okay.
What's yours? Is that a
I
wrong
mean,
answer?
I mean, it's a safe answer. It's a safe answer. I'll respect you for going for safety in game
Seemed
one.
like
you know.
a
We'll get a little bit deeper in the next couple. I am a
you're
very
a bacon
big.
guy. You're a
I'm
bacon
a
guy.
banana pepper guy, actually.
What? Really?
Yeah, I love my banana pepper.
Huh. I never would have guessed. Banana peppers.
Yeah.
Ew, they're kind of gross.
Nice little bit of kick when you're going with it. But yeah, I would like to hear from everyone else. What is your favorite pizza topping? And we'll have many more questions and answers as we get moving on in. Bella ciao.
See you soon. I love it. That's awesome.
Coming
I lied awake for days, counting all the ways I died. Everything I couldn't save, buried down, still half alive. It's got me crawling in my skin, but no one's coming out to hold me close. Pouring out the gasoline, yeah, I've been making friends with all these girls, and I got nothing left to lose. Fire to the future. Sinking my teeth in, and I won't let you go when I have locked it down. Left a bad taste on my tongue, but my appetite's been growing now. I can see you crawling in your skin, but no one's coming out to hold you close. I'm pouring out the gasoline, so say hello to all my ghosts.
Good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting into game one of the Manhattan Project versus Glacial Esports Black, and we had some interesting moments in the draft phase, getting ready to get on into it. How are you feeling?
30 seconds until
Feeling good right now. It looks like these players are feeling pretty good themselves too here. Pretty stock standard 5-point here. Nothing too crazy at the moment. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays.
Yeah, Leoto just doing a little dancey dance in the eyes of Samanosuke, trying to hit them with the attract so they're able to take a little bit less damage in the lane phase, you know?
Yeah, 100% here. It'll be interesting. We'll have to pay really close attention to Junha on this Jarvan here. We talked about it during the draft phase itself. Looks like we're going to get a little bit of vision control here from Riddy and Camille here. So we'll see if they're able to just walk in, place that ward on the Raptors, their spot Junha out. As he spots them out. Cheeky little flag coming in.
Yeah. Flag go brr.
Just a level 1 mind games right now, and this ward is going to come in here. Spotting at this Jarvan, knowing that he's starting top side. The option for a 3-camp top is there. Never saw. Getting a little bit of poke down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there was spotted on the ward. It looks like Riddy is just going to march on in. Hold on, we're going to be seeing a fight heat up here in a second as Riddy's already half health. Flag comes out. The smite's going to be getting Genjun. Haha is level 2. Riddy is first blooded for free to Never Saw. That's huge for the tempo. A save mid is going to be forced to flash with an inch of their life left. That went from bad to worse quick.
Oh, did it ever. And honestly, I could see it working out, but Never Saw constantly just landing those Qs, poking over and over. Ends up chunking Riddy down like 80% himself at that point. Leoto recognizes that there is a window where they can set up that. Good trading there coming from Sam, and that's some solid damage. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's just a really good heads-up play there from GEP. Level 2.
Almost a really good engage from Sly Lego, who's going to be in half health, continuing to focus down yours sincerely, but they're going to be catching an ignite and forced to back away.
And that level 2 was there too, so obviously taking full advantage of that. Oh, the hook just missing from Severe.
That grand entrance, if it landed, that could have been a very different fight.
Yeah, absolutely, and fortunately they were able to dodge it there on the side of TMP. But yeah, had that have hit, the ignite would have came down for sure, and there would have been more than just one summoner burn there. So Sly Lego, Silva, they're happy to get this wave to push in, probably set up the vision there. We see that Maokai is bot side right now, and unfortunately Riddy is going to be pretty far behind here from this clear. Down 1 camp right now, but very soon he's going to be down 2, 3. Jarvan still has the rest of his to clear, and it's kind of at this point right now, you got to wonder what Riddy wants to do. Does he look to set up something towards the spot side, or does he just full clear himself, path towards top, which at this point right now, pathing into the Camille Ornn, it's going to be tough to find anything to make happen there. So, okay, we got something mid.
It looks like things are going to be heating up. Never Saw is almost able to take the kill. The flash from Riddy is going to be pushing them straight into the loving arms of Samanosuke, who whiffs the clockwork but is able to get that tap. Good flash coming out from Never Saw with the slow. Samanosuke, no!
Oh my god. The Mad Lad lives. He burns 2 suns in the process. The flash from Sam and the flash from Riddy there, and it looks so good, but it just, it's so far. Riddy, though, he does have an option to get here. answer this game.
Good grand entrance from Sly Lego. It looks like a bunch of flashes are going to be burned, but things are not going to be hitting too soon. Sly Lego's able to pull back. Genjun Haha is going to be in a really bad spot. Has to try to get a flag and drag in a moment here. Less than 50 health, but they get the flash and no one dies!
Highway robbery, dude. What is going on? How are these guys living?
I didn't realize that this game was brought to you in part by Disney.
It's just PG. This is nothing but a PG game right now. Hey, level one might have been a little R-rated there, but kids, close your eyes, right? But the rest of the game, no deaths right now, and wow, that's about 3 in a row there for GB. This score line should be 3-1 right now, for sure. But
easily,
it's not. It's not.
We do a little silly goofy here, as you were seeing. Eater Sincerely has some really well placed feathers, just trying to get that poke down, and honestly, they're perfectly safe. I think we're gonna be seeing Gen try to prioritize mid in a moment here, since might as well.
Yeah, you want to put a lot of attention on that mid lane as much as you can there before that Orianna gets a 9, and obviously you can see the trading there coming in from Cinder, just that much more in the range. It just shows the phase rush is proc there from mid Sarah, but it just doesn't matter at that point. You're already so chunked right now. We see Junhaha, he has that opportunity to roam in with that mid prow that he has right now. He's gonna grab that scuttle crab. Maybe he looks to play for the blue if he has the timers on those camps, but really he hasn't even cleared his top side yet. He's just been bought over and over and over. So these camps right now are available. Looks like the dive could be coming in mid too.
Yeah, things might be heating up. Save mid has been bullied this entire time. The flag and drag in just a moment here. The stun coming out from Never Saw. A free dive. That's how you do it, TMP. Take notes.
Yeah, it could be much better than that, could it? At that point right there, they're going to pick up that kill, and we have Rakan, Sly Lego pathing in, and this is what we were talking about, right? This weak side Sivir. It's really tough to find any sort of a kill on this champion, even with the sums being burned from Silva. He's going to be perfectly fine. They're going to get that proud mid that they needed, that Cinder pick into the Orianna, that counter pick. Obviously, that was a B1 here, so it's going to take time before that Orianna really ramps up. Obviously, the team fights are going to be strong, but so far, so good from GEB. They've been able to punish that pretty well.
Yeah, we were seeing these trades. Never Saw just put on their tiptoe dancing shoes and they're going to be walking around the entire time, just bullying them as Samanosuke in a weird spot. The Ram Jam is going to be landing. I'm not sure Lyoto has the kill pressure here, but they're going to continue to run for it nonetheless. Just walking them down, is able to get the pillar up, breathe some fire on them, hand the mixtape over, but that was trash. We're going to be seeing Samanosuke convene back in the fountain.
And more importantly there, Lyoto actually ends up disregarding the wave there, so the wave does crash. He probably misses 3 or 4 minions in the process, but he did have the option there to freeze, so he went for the kill. Maybe in an alternate universe it could have been there, but it wasn't. So Lyoto, not really the biggest of deals. He's just going to look to push out this top wave here, hopefully get this to crash, get a reset in, and keep doing what he's doing on this Ornn. And look at that damage, just bit by bit, eh?
Such good placement. And I'd like to point out real quick, we have a Dark Seal from Never Saw. This could get very spicy.
That cheeky little bugger. I like it. I mean, why not? At this point right now, you're sitting at 2-0. Right? You've already got that nice CS lead. You've got this wave that's pushing in here. It's going to crash. He just hit that 6 mark. Actually, both mids did, fortunately enough for the Orianna there. But nevertheless, that mid prow is 100% established right now. And Never Saw whatever mid, or excuse me, whatever neutral objective they want to play for, they should be able to do that with that mid prow. I don't really expect to see any other ganks coming through until Riddick gets that 6 on that Maokai. Or maybe Sam's able to push out that top wave and then actually collapse on mid. Look for something with Never Saw, but that flash for that Cinder is available now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to... Well, never mind. Lyoto's going to get spicy for a second. Hold up. But I would like to say Riddy does have a lot of gank potential mid, just off of virtue of the shockwave and the point and click with his W. That's a good route into the knockup, a lot of disruption to be able to deal with Never Saw. We just need save mid to keep enough of a health bar. Wait, no. Okay, that got spooky, but here we have it. Samanosuke is going to be coming on down, is trying to be able to get the engage, but Genjun is going to be there to save it if things go south. The ult's going to be coming on in. The aftershock is going to be there. Never Saw has to flash the hook, is able to get a killing spree, but shut down immediately. There goes the stacks. It went to Severe.
It went to Severe. It hurts, doesn't it?
Oh.
It hurts. The wave is going to get crashed here. That's the good news there. Never Saw did trade his flash for that kill, but ultimately he goes 1 for 1 there, and that's another kill for himself. Gonna miss some of this XP here. Does not have that TP available, so that's nice, but Juna on this Jarvan is still going to pick this up here, so I mean, it's hard to complain if you're GEB.
Yeah, it's really hard to complain for GEB, especially since they do get to continue to play for this weak side Sivir, just farming it up, having a good time. They are going to be stacking their call a little sooner, as it looks like the ult coming out from Riddy is not going to yield any fruit. Leoto was onto the plan from the very start.
You know, it looks like it's just going to be a cross map here from both teams. GEB setting up for this dragon, hopefully looking to start stacking those. Obviously, the individual dragons themselves have been nerfed on this patch, but the souls themselves have been buffed, and we'll see exactly what soul comes out of that. But we are going to get that Rift Herald being traded for TMP here. Be interesting to see where they want to apply that, try to get a couple extra plates there going for some of their carries, and maybe they look for it more towards bot. Maybe yours sincerely on the Saya, if he's able to get a bit more gold into his pocket, get that first item, and then that second, he'll be able to ramp up. But we have small timers here. That ADC, that matchup itself, I mean, I'm pretty hard-pressed to say. It seems like Sivir's just going to outscale that, especially at that 3-item mark. Now, it's going to take some time before you get there, right? Still is, but nevertheless, when it comes to those ADCs, we're going to have that scaling. It looks like going in from the side of GEB, so as time goes on, especially with those Ornn items, they're more than happy to play this playstyle. They've drafted that front-to-back team comp that they're looking for right now, and as we see Sly Lego getting back out on this map here, that dragon's already been secured. The pings are coming in towards this mid lane, so maybe we'll see some more action there.
Yeah, we've seen quite a lot of action actually yield over in mid lane, and I'd like to bring up the fact that Junhaha has played really well around Neversaw so far.
Yeah.
Participating in all of those kills that have gotten picked up, as we have Sly Lego going to continue doing that good old-fashioned recon roaming thing we were talking about earlier, as Save Mid is just getting chunked on repeat. Severe isn't a good spot to be able to capitalize on this, though, as we have Semifinals coming down too.
Yeah, and GB's really playing well around this mid crowd. You can see the vision control that they're being able to establish there. Sly Lego just looking over and over to place those wards down. And the pings are coming out. TMP is aware of where those wards are. We have that roam again from Sam on that Camille. Juna,
the flag and drag's not enough. They're going to be getting pulled right back in, but the grand entrance from Recon into the quickness is going to be locking them down. Here comes the Ram Jam Slam, flashing away, as we're going to see Severe go down to Neversaw. That is not who you want to be tossing that to.
No, that's a 4th kill now. This is the 2nd time this man has had a bounty, by the way. Yes, it's his 2nd bounty. 11 minutes. Holy God. And the Syndra pick, it's paying off dividends, man. Right now, and this is what we talked about, right? We wanted to see this Jarvan be that bridge to get those carries ahead, and we talked about it, right? That Syndra counter pick into that Orianna. You have that prow early on. We might see a dive here coming in, but Severe is on the way here.
Yeah, Sincerely does have a lot of ability to survive a dive, though, so I don't think they'd want to commit it without the quickness.
That's a good call there, too, for GEB. Looks like they're just going to take that reset here. More than happy to continue on farming up. 4 kills right now on Syndra of all right now. So Neversaw, he's happy. He's got that TP right now, and he's got a back pocket Jarvan, too. Look at this.
Yeah, that pocket Jarvan has been really paying off, as Save Mid is getting just more and more confident being in the wrong spot. Leoto is going to be able to chunk Samanosuke and kill this Herald before they're able to get too much, and avoid a potential dive from Riddy and Samanosuke feeling a little overzealous. That's a good spot to be in, but June looking like they're going to be cooking up something of their own. Flag and Drag is there. The stun misses. The Shockwave, not enough, though, as Junaha is going to be closing that kill out really quickly with the Cataclysm.
Yeah, it was close, but it wasn't close enough here. Junaha, I don't know if he misses Q or not, but it don't matter. It don't matter. He's going to walk
Riddy.
But again, right, we see it back to back to back to back to back. That's 5 gags mid now at this point right now. Junaha alone. So all this prio absolutely translating here. And I like to see it, TMP, they recognize their win con right now. I mentioned it earlier, I was curious to see where they were going to drop that Herald, but they throw it towards that top side, trying to get some gold on Sam. Obviously, that split push win con is still available as time goes on here. Your 4v4 may not be as strong as GED's, but your split push absolutely is. There's no doubt about that, and that is a nice win con. It's going to take some time before you start to actually be able to scale up there, but time is what both of these team comps want.
Yeah, I mean, the Grand Edge is going to be coming out, stopping the recall. We're going to see Sly Lego just dancing around. I was expecting something a lot more spicy there, but it seems like the bot lane's just, everyone wants to sing Kumbaya. We're just chilling.
It's pretty peaceful for every lane except for mid.
Yeah.
You know, mid is just an absolute disaster land. It's frontline trench warfare, no doubt. And then everywhere else, they're just chilling, happy as can be.
Yeah, I mean, Sly Lego really likes to play with fire, huh?
On that Rakan, it's kind of cheeky. That pick, you're pretty damn safe. Kind of tough. This could actually be a fight.
Starting to break out. The quickness is going to be landing on the mid-Sarah. Who's going to get stun. Not able to get the aftershock as Riddy's going to be the next one to fall. Severe is being ran down by Junahaha, and here comes the Ram Jam from Samanosuke over on the top lane. Good disruption to be able to get himself out on Leoto, as we have a dragon getting ready to come up not too long here. This priority from Glacial could be really bad.
Done a good job here, and that team fight is just executed so well. They layered that CC perfectly, and Junaha is around here. The ult is available.
That's one hell of a cataclysm, going to lock them in and just flag and drag their way out of here. Samanosuke is a terrifying force with that teleport and Divine Sunder at the ready, but they're going to miss the little grapple.
Oh, that little, I think it's hook shot there. I don't play enough Camille, and that's probably a good thing, because I would be terrible on that champion. Yeah, absolutely terrible.
It's a good old time, you know.
Right now, you can see the Leota does not have that TP. It looks like GEB's going to elect to just take this turret right now. Those objective bounties are available here, so TMP, they're going to be more than happy to pick up this dragon. Kind of deny that stacking here, too. Obviously, that 2 dragons is a lot better for the side of GEB than 1-1. But right now, you're more than happy. 8-1 scoreline, 5k ahead at that 15-minute mark. Silva just happily scaling. He's got that Kraken now, too.
Yeah, no, just gonna start popping them like cashews in a moment here. Got that first item. Leoto's able to grab that tower, and that's, I believe, first tower of the game. So that's almost all of the gold just right back in the pockets of Glacial. When TFP got that bounty, it was looking better, but door's not open that far yet.
That's exactly it. And both ADCs are just going to continue to path down towards the spot lane until those turrets are actually taken. This Orianna needs to be a little careful. Has that flash, but you don't want to burn it before Herald.
Yeah, they're playing with fires. The flag and drag is good, but they get the aftershock out, as well as Riddy's going to be popping out, being able to try to get those roots to tangle on in. The 3v2 in this lane. Oh, sorry. 4 bodies of Glacial are over here. As Save Mid was able to survive, Samanosuke is able to pick up the kill over to the boss side. A lot of priority to be able to take out that Sivir, so they're going to be giving up the tower for his Leoto. He's going to be knocking Riddy around, so the power will be unleashed and just dropping Save Mid Sarah, almost able to take out Riddy as well. That's not the trade you want if you're on the side of TMP.
TMP, they need to do something. They overload bot. They're net that kill on Silva. Silva doesn't burn flash in the process, though, so he's going to be perfectly fine. And they won't even end up getting this turret yet. They're going to have to push one more wave bot. But yeah, ultimately, GEB, once again, they trade up here. They're going to grab this Rift Herald off the back of this. Have some already established deep vision in that top, too. So Junaha looks like he can maybe clear camp, or he might even find Riddy here on his Gromp here, too. So, we'll see. We'll see right now. But GEB absolutely doing a great job at just constantly applying this pressure over and over and over again, denying any sort of resources from TMP. And right now, if you're TMP, you can start to really feel the pressure here, and it's really off the back of this vision control here being established from GEB, and more importantly, the team fights themselves. These guys are doing a great job of layering this CC over and over. The knockups coming in, the stuns coming in from Syndra from such a long distance, and I don't know if you saw it there, my man, but Save Mid Sarah on that Orianna kind of got one shot I never saw. That damage is not going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, no, they just kind of got popped like a pimple, and they had to just drop the aftershock where they could. Sorry, a shockwave. But they had to just drop the shockwave where it lied and hope for the best, and we saw it didn't really do much for the later stages of that fight after they were already gone. And that's scary. Like, that spot as a control mage is just not where you want to be.
Absolutely.
That's a Magi.
You're saving Grace right now. Riddy is going to press the R here.
Samanosuke was in position with Never Saw It. Gets stunned through the flash into the Cataclysm. Here comes the Ram Jam. Could be trying to drop this one down, but that goes wide. As Junaha is going to be the first one to grab a kill on Samanosuke. This fight's going to continue the quickness into the double stun from Never Saw. He's just going to chunk them out. Silva is in here ready to play as Yours Sincerely gets a triple root, trying to be able to claw their way back. Riddy not able to do much to help them. As a good Featherfall is going to be popped, but the Ignite and Flash from Silva is going to be clearing that kill. And we have a Herald. We can potentially get 2 towers out of this. And Leoto is just looking spooky.
Man, it really is a massacre, my man. At this point right now, GEB, whenever they group, they're just infinitely stronger. That Ornn, Leota once again answering and being able to get there when necessary. Pulls trigger, finds another kill on Sam, just off a bit of an overextension. Ready.
Rudy's not even allowed to have his own jungle. As Never Saw just walks right into Saminosuke saying, hey, you don't have anything. Haha, buddy. And they're going to have to head for the hills and try not to get collapsed on by the rest of the team. But Safe Mid Sarah leading the charge?
All Hex Gates.
This could get a little bit big as Severe is able to get the root on Genju, but that's a flag and drag to safety.
Oh,
and
he
it
buffered
looks
the
like,
Nautilus hook.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to be able to get much of Safe Mid Sarah. Is almost going. Safe Mid Sarah is gone again.
Yep, he sure is. And that Prio on that Dragon, it's gone there too. So you can assume at this point right now, GEB's gonna net that up. And unfortunately, in that whole scuffle, I didn't get a chance to see where that Herald dropped. But if I had to take a guess, probably mid lane, since not only tier 2 but tier 3 is also taken. So that's an exposed inhib here at this 19.5-minute mark. Set up for this Dragon right now, and then Baron. While Baron, I think the HP was increased by 3 or 4k, maybe 5k or something like that. Long story short, it's a bit harder to take that Baron, but GEB's in such a good position where they can absolutely look to force that and just peel off and look for this fight, clean things up, and then game 1, if they just cross their T's, dot their I's, they close this out, and they're sitting pretty. 1-0.
Yeah, no, right now, they're just so happy with this, and Leoto's going to be chunking out Yours Sincerely. It's a tank, by the way, as the Ram Jam comes in. They don't have the Featherfall. Zaya is not looking good here, as we're going to just see Leota runs them down with a Sunfire, and they have the... Oh no, that's the Dragon going in the hands of Glacial for absolutely nothing. There's nothing TMP could do to contest that either. Things are looking just so bleak. The Lego might get picked out here. At least the Shockwave is going to grab him, but the quickness into the Grand Entrance. Save Mid's almost dead off of that alone. Silva's going to be picking up a killing spree and looking scary in the general direction of Riddy. I think they're going to grab this Baron.
Oh, yeah. They're going to take this Baron 100%. Riddy is up right now, but I couldn't imagine. I don't see a world where TMP contests this right now. And if you're TMP, the best thing you can do right now is just to look, set up some vision wherever you can, hopefully in the bot side river or something like that. But long story short, you want to cross map, overload a lane, look to get picks, find some kills. I mean, at this point right now, we've got the jungle, the mid, and the ADC. They're all mini objectives in and of themselves on GEB. All with those bounties, getting that gold is so important right now. And this Orianna just hasn't had a chance to be able to scale up right here. Obviously, you have that level 11 mark. You're definitely online at this point with that one mythic, but the truth is, you're just not even close to Never Saw. Like, one mythic item compared to basically 3 items at this point, almost a fully stacked Magi, 17 coming in here from Never Saw, and he's been absolutely popping off the back of his team, setting him up perfectly, and he's just done a great job with the resources given to him. Oh, the Shockwave mid. Just looking to clear that wave basically ahead of time there. I can understand it. I can see. Just try to delay as much as you can here. But obviously you won't have that shockwave there if anything does happen to come up. But this split push is coming in from the Zaya. I like to see that right now. They are going to net themselves an objective bounty. But right now, I don't know if I like this though. We'll see. Never Saw is caught out.
Flash hook is going to be grabbing. Never Saw. We might be able to see these bounty stacks go on over. Saminosuke is picking up that shutdown. That's a huge amount of gold. But Leota with the teleport, the Ram Jam, the Grand Entrance. We're going to be seeing Save Mid Sarah going the way of the Dodo as the Cataclysm onto no members of TMP. We're going to have the Zaya continuing to watch this back. Riddy popping out to be able to try to live longer, but still. The cavalry is here, going to be starting to run that one down. They're unstoppable, and Leota is just gonna walk at the bird and say, no, this is not it, honey. And we're gonna be seeing Severe is just going to get chunked away. So much damage coming out from that Kraken Slayer. And now it's down to the battle of the Titan here. Leota just walking them down, playing with their food, warming it right on up. And that's a surrender with the ace?
Yeah. And you know, I can appreciate at least TMP looked for something a little proactive, but obviously there's a bit of split call there. But that's not really where the game's lost by any means there. At that point right now, GEB just got so far ahead, and they really did it off the back of all of that mid prio there. Just getting Never Saw fed over and over and over and over again with all those gags. And Junaha did a great job on that Jarvan, ending the game with that 4-0 and 11 scoreline. So just a 15 KDA. The man is on a mission, Loki. And he popped off for game 1, GEB. Everybody did exactly what they needed to do. It's safe to say. They're ready to play.
They are ready to run this indeed, and it's really nice seeing June is able to take that bit more supporty role for the team and still pay dividends to the rest of the unit. But I want to point out for just one moment. Did we see Sarah behind a tank at any point that game?
No, not so much.
That's
It was
tough.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It seemed like they could never really get their team comp going. Just GB just continuously picked them apart over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And there was a couple times there where we saw TMP do a good job of setting up, say, cross mapping, for
Yeah.
example, when they ended up netting that Rift Herald, right? That was nice to see. But even after they net that Rift Herald over and over and over again, all that pressure being put towards mid, and pretty much each time that a gank was coming through, a kill was also coming through.
Mhm.
So that Oriana saved mid Sarah, you really can't do much about it at that point. But you really got to acknowledge it, right? It kind of seemed like the tempo of that game was set so far behind for TMP based off that level 1 invade. It just it seemed like you can appreciate what they're trying to do. Obviously, the Jarvan isn't
Yeah.
that strong level 1, but if that Syndra's constantly poking you over and over and over again, free damage before you know it, the Maokai's like 20% HP, they net the first blood,
Mhm.
it's just like, I like what they're trying to do, but it didn't play out. Maybe you look for something a little more stock standard, or if you're going to invade, you make sure that you have a really decisive level 1 advantage. Like, to me,
Yeah.
an Oriana, a Maokai, and a Camille don't seem like the strongest invade, like 3v3, like trio, you
Mhm.
know? So, kind of makes you wonder with that. Maybe if you have something like the Nautilus towards that top side, then all of a sudden you could start to do
Mhm.
that, or something. That's kind of what I picture, but it really seemed like, yeah, off level 1, a lot of the tempo was kind of given away. Oriana had to burn her flash, and I think Maokai did too. I don't know 100%, but long story short, really did go down for that.
Yeah, we would have to pop a Wayback Machine to be able to see that one go. And how do you think we're gonna have to see adjustments get made for TMP to pop out of the Dragon's Maw that has been Glacial this game?
Well, I mean, on this side right now, obviously, when you lose, you have that opportunity to switch up sides. I wouldn't
Mhm.
be surprised if they do that. So if they head towards red themselves, you can see even on blue with Leoto kind of blind picking that Ornn, they end up grabbing that Camille. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them prio pick more of those solo lanes once again. Maybe they'll look to play for that win
Mhm.
con split push. They'll have an option there. But yeah, I think if they're able to get their solos on some really advantageous matchups, that's what they should look to do. Bot lane to me this game for obviously game number 1, it just didn't seem like there was much of anything happening there. So
Mhm.
bot lane, based off what I saw game 1, I wouldn't really worry too much about changing things up. Xayah inherently is a pretty safe ADC. Sivir 100% is a safe ADC. Both these supports kind of want to roam, but yeah, the whole impact was put towards that mid lane. So for game number 2, we'll see what both teams decide to do, but I hope to see TMP on red side prioritizing their solo counter picks.
All right. And until then, we're gonna have to take a moment and we'll see you all with game 2. Bye ciao.
See you soon.
Ooh, this like you, and a drama only venom when I get my dues. Respect, I'm the next tycoon. Got a pad full of greens, couple M's my soon. Unbeliever, do you see the confidence? Got some people waiting for me on the fence. I live it, but never see me on the fence. Best believe it when I win, it's common sense. I'm designed to fly, defeat all demise. The best me, no fear, no compromise. 100 degrees, I breathe more to life. You should disconnect and throw in the wires. And a hand that's in this. Gotta back it up a high percentage. Got a heart in my sleep, non-stop. Stepping up to the seat, more shots. Getting those I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Watch me dive and free, and it's my time. Up in the stars, you'll never forget me. But not holding back on the side. Only get better with time. Ready to own what is mine tonight. I'm alive, unleashed in the fire. Out in the wild, you can never stop me. Yeah, I never wait up. Flowers say so they coming on the way up. A true fighter's what they always been afraid of. Cards had a close on my circle when I lay up. Switch the game every quarter like a time zone. Aim for the bus, tryna build up to this mind zone. Pave the way with only items that I might own. Imagine what I'm about to do, be an icon. And the problem just the haters that I might know. It's a night show, the way I'm about to make a movie with these lights. No, the one they be like me, they can try. All gold, everything when I write. Come repeat it, every legend got
never see it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. Don't ever see it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars, ready to go far. I'm start walking. On a mission and get high up. I know that I'ma die, reaching for a life that I don't.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I am once again Demented Loki, joining Turk on the desk. Again, apologies to crewman. I ended up in his place. Gonna be, I like this microphone. I might not hand it back. We'll see what happens. We just got done with a very decisive game one for Glacial Esports, taking that crown very quickly from
Yeah.
TMP.
Yeah, it
feeling?
wasn't. Oh, I mean, the real question is how's GEB feeling right now, right? Like, it's so quickly decided that game. It really was, and yeah, we talked about it there towards the end of game one. There, it really just seemed like it was that level one invade, really just kind of throwing off the prow, the any sort of advantage that TMP could actually accrue through that Orianna pick, through that Maokai pick. But yeah, as time goes on, we'll see how both teams adapt here. Obviously, TMP does decide to take this red side here. I wouldn't be surprised to see them prioritize those solo lanes, but we actually do see a couple interesting things here. Talia ban from TEP. Oh no, they left open the Jinx.
You're gonna get excited.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have done that. But we got the Orianna ban, we got the Yone ban, and we got the Talia ban. But yes, eventually one of those OPs is gonna sneak by. It looks like TMP is prepped. They've got an answer for it, and it's gonna be that Ashe Alistar. Okay.
Little silly goofy lane, a lot of early game destruction if they're able to get that combo off and start just raining in with those frost arrows. But it's interesting to see that the Manhattan Project wants to prioritize that Orianna ban when we saw Glacial's just super confident going the Syndra and hanging out with, the more aggressive pick over a standard control mage, as we're going to see a hostile takeover potentially.
Yeah. So this Renata champion has been seeing a lot of priority in Worlds, and this is actually the perfect time to pick that. Generally, TMP, whenever you're drafting, I shouldn't say just TMP, but just in general, whenever you're drafting that Ashe, you want to draft like a priority support as well. And they picked that Alistar, and the Ally is a good pick, but level 1, level 2, it's not that strong, while Renata and Jinx are 100% going to have that push on that Ashe right now already. So that's been established. GEB has already set themselves up for a really strong 2v2 just based off the first 2 picks alone.
Yeah.
Syndra.
And that's the Syndra. I mean, it looked good.
If it ain't broke. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, we'll rock that till the wheels fall off. I'd like to point out in phase 1, there's an Ivern ban. I have a hankering in the back of my brain canoodle here. They might want to grab a Kindred pick later on.
Plays Gangplank? I don't know. I don't know if I've seen Leoto play Gangplank. I trust, like, I bet GB I bet GB a nutty Gangplank, honestly. I bet GB really strong.
That is going into the hands of Samanosuke, my friend.
Oh, dude, I'm trolling, aren't I?
Yeah, you're trolling a little bit.
It's game 2. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see what Leota picks. I do like the Gangplank into that because generally speaking, Leota does just pick those tanks. So this front to back from GEB looks like TMP is already calling it out right now with that Gangplank pick, and I'm glad you called me out on that because I don't know how long I would have rode that roller coaster, but I would have been on it for a bit, I bet.
Oh yeah, no, you've been rolling in the deep for quite a while as we're seeing that Shen ban and Jarvan ban. They're trying to avoid this really high priority, just murder bally playstyle that Glacial put on last game, I feel, with these bans. But let's think about it for a moment. We're leaving mid up. That's got to be TMP's next pick. But then they're going to end cap with the jungle. How do you feel about that?
I mean, GEB did it game 1 there, and if you have a priority on that jungle, right, you want to get a carry jungle, you have that option for it, but I think if you're TMP, you want to save that till R5. But they're hovering that Zoe right away. Like, they know what it is, right? They see that Syndra pick, so they do have the option just to grab it. If they want to save that R5 jungle, they have that option to do it here. And the Azir into that Syndra, the Syndra will still have priority early on. Ooh. Okay. That's a little spice, right?
Little arcane utility, I mean... Area denial on the artillery cannon, that is Xerath.
TMP, they've drafted a pretty solid comp so far here, right? They have that Ashe engage, they have the Gangplank range, now they have that Xerath range too. I think R5 here from TMP just needs to be some sort of frontline, can create space for those champions, and if TMP pulls that off, they might have a solid draft here for game 2. Briar, we talked about it, didn't we?
Yeah. A little silly goofy, want to take a little nibble? A little
Yeah.
nibble? Just a little num num?
And the Briar pick is going to come in here. It'll be interesting to see what TMP decides to answer that with. I can't remember, is it Kindred a counter to Briar? We were talking about this,
The
right?
stats so far say Briar does pretty good into Kindred, actually, as we're gonna see a rock solid pick for Leoto.
Leono
You
don't
can
care.
get a lot. You can get a lot with Malphite.
Yeah, and there's a lot of value with that Malphite pick. Depending on how that GP goes on early, I mean, there might be some opportunities where there could be a couple kills maybe towards that top side, but
Sure.
as time goes on, that Malphite's just going to get so tanky, and more importantly, Ashe right now and that Xerath, both the mobile carries, are they going to... Oh my god, dude.
That's toxic. That's
Loki.
toxic.
They got that front line, right? Now they
Yep.
can create space for these carries. I don't know how this will play out. The Rammus into the Briar matchup, like to me, that screams like so Rammus favored. Like
Yeah.
to me, it makes a lot of sense. But are you able to close that gap on the back line of GEB? Are you able to set those things up, find those kills, find the taunts that you so desperately need? With the Syndra, Syndra can kite you pretty well. You have that Renata too, with that handshake can keep you away. So TFP, I like the comp that they've drafted. I said that they needed to have some sort of frontline there to create space for the rest of the champions that they've drafted. I think they've done a good job with it. Their 2v2 bot lane to me doesn't seem like they're gonna really ever have any sort of prio. Top lane from TMP, it looks like they can almost just leave this Gangplank alone. So this could be another mid lane focused game just from early on. Maybe as time goes on, there'll be some more bot ganks, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see some more priority being put towards that mid lane.
Yeah, I think bot lane is going to be a bit of a battleground for quite a while for Glacial, since we know in the mid lane they can fend for themselves. They're able to space very well. We saw it last game. It was very rare that they were able to even get damaged in lane phase unless a couple flashes were blown. I'm very interested to see how things are going to be spicing up. While we have a moment though, who was your player of the game that we're going to be trying to keep an eye on for this next one?
Game 1 was definitely Junaha, no doubt.
Mhm.
Like 4-0 11 scoreline, if I'm not mistaken. So 15 KD. Like the man just absolutely popped off. He set up Neversaw just to carry the rest of that game there, and it was really off that back of that Jarvan pick. And I think TMP recognized that too with that Jarvan ban coming in second phase. So we'll see what he's able to do here. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts top, obviously pathing down towards that bot lane. You have that double ranged, right? So that priority is going to come in through that Jinx Renata. You could probably build that wave up, have a 2 or a 3 wave crash, look to get some vision control in the enemy jungle, set something up. GB does a pretty dang good job of doing that, playing around their timers that they have. So this Malphite pick, once again, it really is stock standard GB. Weak side top, play towards the rest of the lane, play through your carry jungle, right? So the identity of GEB has been established once again for game number 2. More importantly, too, Silva on this Jinx, he managed to actually get this champion. How it got through, I don't know, but it did. No matter what yeah, I guess. Poof, hey, just kind of popped into thin air there. But GEB's done a really good job here for game number 2 of drafting. TMP, I like what they've done too. It's a little bit different. It's not something that I would ever expect to see myself if I was GEB. That Ashe and Alistar to me is probably the only thing that really sticks out. The Rammus pick is spicy. I like the Rammus pick a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Pretty much, my man. So I think it'll be fun to see that. There's a couple really spicy picks on TMP here. And they've drafted a pretty well around the range if they're able to kind of set that up and create the space with the Gangplank barrels, with the Xerath poke, with the Ashar, and especially that Hawkshot too. Hawkshot being able to spot out any sort of flanks, especially from Leoto on this Malphite. He's going to want to find those engages, be quick, concise, pull trigger, and find 2 or 3 players. Like Ashe is a mobile, GP's a mobile, Xerath's a mobile, so Malphite pick can go pretty hard here.
Yeah. I think we have a very exciting set of things for game 2. I'm going to take a moment. We're going to keep it very related to our game for this little unhinged question. What is your favorite smite?
My favorite smite?
Yep.
Oh, the blue one.
You like the blue one? Why do you like
like
the blue one, my friend?
Does it still slow people? It's been so long since I played jungle. I like that one. It makes my skill shots easier to hit.
Yeah. I mean, I was expecting you to say I like the blue one for the zoomies. I like the green one because the little frog guy is kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
he's not bad.
little froggy. But
Yeah, he's not bad.
I mean, we'll see what people pick going into this. I am really excited to see June Haha on a much more aggressive pick. Being able to ult from downtown is just a lot of presence, and we know Leoto is very happy to pull the trigger with these teleports. So we're in for a very spicy game 2, and we'll be there when you are. Bye, ciao.
See you soon.
Don't ever say it's over if I'm breathing. Racing to the moonlight and I'm speeding. I'm headed to the stars. Don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. You were staring at the
selfish that I'm happy as we pass the setting sun. Someday I'll be overcast, but you won't have to cry, 'cause we'll do the grieving while I'm by your side. I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me, I'm just a story you've been told. So let's pretend a little longer, 'cause when we're gone, everything goes on. And I'm so scared of getting used to this. All the vines that keep you tethered in your room. You said I'm sorry that you worry, but don't apologize. I told you to forget me, but you stayed by my side when I said, don't try to make yourself remember, darling. Don't look for me.
Good evening, welcome on back into game 2. We saw game 1 very quickly go into the hands of Glacial Esports Black. We're going to be having to see if TMP are able to make some adjustments to the way that they're running these games and come out ahead on this one. What are we thinking?
Right now, it looks like both teams here just set up for this 5-point here. Juna is posturing in this top side pixel. Maybe you'll throw down a ward, try to spot this Rammus, kind of see where this clear is going to happen. And yeah, that'll kind of be our highlight here, our individual champion highlight. Lots of pings coming in. Holy moly. I don't know if people can see this on chat, but there's a lot. But this really is our highlighted matchup here, this Rammus into that Briar. We'll see how things end up working out with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if that Briar has a really difficult time with this.
Yeah, that Rammus dance feels like my brain after 9 p.m. As we're going to be getting on into this, they're just going to waddle their way and say everything's going to be okay. It seems like we're having just a nice little top to bottom going from the Gen Junahaha, having that bot priority as we were speaking about being the potential go around. And I'm very curious to see if save mid on the Xerath is going to be able to perform later on.
Xerath does do traditionally well into that Syndra. You do have that option of just basically outranging constantly, especially starting that W. Really not going to miss that skill shot. So at this point, it almost feels point and click. The push should come in the favor of that Xerath too as time goes on here. So that matchup right away in mid is pretty nice. Riddy, interestingly enough, actually ends up starting his Raptors here. He's skipping his Wolves, heading towards his blue side. And this is probably going to be a 3-camp bot, which is something that we'll pay close attention to. Meanwhile, Juna, he's looking for more of a full clear here, starting top having bot, which is what we expected to see. It just seems like Riddy's ahead of the curve right now.
Yeah, Riddy is just, he wants to rush all things in life at the moment. As we're seeing Silva and Sly Lego, they have a lot of priority, as we were talking about in Champ Select, just poking things on out, as it's going to be Kite Azure coming out a little bit ahead on the damage scales as we're moving on forward in these trades mid. Just a nice little relaxing time.
And those 3 camps are going to be done by Riddy, but crucially right now, Sly Lego is pathing up, getting that vision right there. That ward right there is pretty deep. Good trade here from Severe.
That's a really good combo coming on out. Also, I want to point out, I am right, you are wrong. Green smite, that's the good smite right there. Both these junglers have already spoken.
Yeah, right. Hard to argue with facts.
Yeah. Facts do not care about your feelings right now, Turk.
Double green smite must be the best. What else could there be? Leona stacking that wave, making it really big. Equally so, Silva and Sly Lego doing the same on bot. So both side lanes right now looking to crash these massive waves. Riddy has actually done pretty spicy clear, right? Doc, maybe we were looking for that 3-camp bot, but that wave ended up crashing there from Silva and Sly Lego, and the Renata ended up walking over, placing that ward, probably denying that gank in the process right now. And Riddy has just slowly made his way back up towards top, looking for a full clear here from both jungles.
The poke coming out from Silva and Sly Lego under this tower is just so toxic. It is not easy being Dallas here, as it looks like Genjin's going to be grabbing that bottom scuttle, and Leoto is playing a little bit around that top one. Save mid is just so low on mana. They're continuing to get chunked over and over by Kite Azure. That's spooky.
Yeah, and really it doesn't seem like there's any real kill threat from any lane at this point in time right now. And Silva and Sly Lego are doing a good job of piloting the spot lane. Severe looking for a small trade. the extended trades from that double range, it's really difficult to be able to match as Dallas and Severe. The Alistar Ashe just don't have the most cohesion when it comes to that early game as time goes on, especially that Ashe 6. I think there'll be a lot of nice windows there, but we actually do have Junha on this Briar sitting in the wings. Have to be a little careful here.
Is this an early dive? Gen Junha walking up. Dallas is going to be the first one to take damage. Sly Lego flashes out of the tower range just far enough to go, but that trade is going to happen. First blood goes in favor of Junha. Severe with the kill as he's pulled into the chompers. How does he keep getting these?
Oh no, it happens once again, eh? History is doomed to repeat itself. Severe will then. That's right, and crucially too, right? Dallas, he ends up not burning any summoners in the process, so that's not too bad. That's kind of an individual win, but ultimately he misses all of that wave. And that's really the key takeaway there. You can already see that CS lead starting to be established there. And just to get heads up play by Junha once again on this Briar, piloted the J4 really well in game 1, and he's looking to do the same here in game 2.
And Leoto is just, he's rock solid hanging out with these barrels. He accepts the poke's gonna happen, but he's just gonna continue holding his own. The sheen in the back pocket of Seminosuke, these are starting to hurt.
Beaky barrel there. I think that's a ghost barrel. I think that's the term GP mains use. I don't know. I don't play that champ too much, but that's clean though. And Leoto's just slowly getting pressured off here. Sam doing a really good job on this GP here. We'll have that ultimate pretty soon, and as time goes on, he's going to absolutely ramp up. But really looking for that level 13 spike when those barrels, the combos just become that much more fluid.
Could be heating up here as Kite Azure is going to be looking to try to get more on to save mid. There's 3 here. The stun's going to be coming out. They're layering the CC. There goes save mid. And now Gen June is forced all the way under the tower by Severe. They're going to be the next to fall as Kite Azure is going to get stunned up by Severe. The Ghost is out from Ready. Going to start running them down with that red buff. The Sly Lego is in the wing, coming in, has the handshake ready. Could be a little spicy here. Going to be pulling Severe right back into their clutches, but no kill coming out there.
Yeah, and Severe's heading towards mid off of his reset, able to net that kill there with a nice headbutt. Oh my god. Sam does have the flash, but Leoto's not going to give him that option.
Yeah.
Wait.
The artillery from Kite Azure, they keep putting on these dancing shoes and tiptoeing around the world. You can't kill them.
They're unkillable. Wait. Oh, never mind.
Oh, they're not that guy.
No, that was not quite what I expected in my brain.
Yeah.
Rammus again.
Leoto getting dove though. That's a good flash coming out. Riddy is just kind of awkwardly stuck in this. They weren't able to get the slam jab. The attack speed's there. Riddy going to be dying. Our junglers are having this weird back and forth where they like to be under these towers.
Yeah, they get that gray screen bug. I wonder what's going on with that. That's weird. I get that one a lot, the gray screen bug. I see that all the time.
Guys, I just got this pop-up that says, go do your homework. And it looks like Gen Junha is going to be taking the time to clear the Hextech Dragon. If you're going to just get a single slot Dragon, I think Hextech's one of my favorites, as they're going to continue to see some of these plates coming out for the bot lane. That's a lot more gold going into Silver's back pocket.
Yeah, they're going to net that up here, and Junha, he's pathing in towards the enemy bot side here too. That blue is going to be up. If I'm not mistaken, he does have that timer on it, but they could be looking something else towards this mid lane. Kite Azure just getting nice damage in.
They just don't miss. Look at them just fucking curve their way around. I'm getting fined. Anyway, Gen Junha gonna be taunted and flaunted. There's the stun coming on in. Gonna be going into the hands of Riddy. The rocket. Is that the arrow? That's the arrow on that skin. Yeah.
Close.
Severe is ready for this one as we gonna continue to roam it around, but there's no objective here for TMP to really continue to take for this.
Yeah, this pocket pick Rammus is actually paying off pretty well here. Part of 3 of the 4 kills. Netting something topside, does end up dying for him, but crucially Sam gets that kill. And we have a bit of damage. That all does hit. Coming in. Oh no! Gonna get the kill. He lives. The man flashes away, he nets the kill. And Riddy is stunned up here. Junha could be out on this Briar here. That's a really good play. The ultimate lands, and I wasn't sure how that was going to end up playing out, but save mid Sarah on that Zareth. He just didn't have the flash. He wasn't able to do anything about it. Recognizing the limits and the capabilities of that champion, Junha does a great job. Severe. A little bit of a trade here on the spot side right now. Sly Lego and Silva, though, continuously pushing them in. 2 plates are already down. Gonna net that 3rd one here very soon. And that constant bot pile was just really starting to pay off. The ultimate's coming in. Looking for a kill on Kaidazur. He's dodging everything.
Yeah, he just steps around everything. Nothing can land on this man.
Oh, goodness.
Actually cracked at Fortnite right now. It's going to be moving on into this. I am
No
trying
handshake.
my best to think up.
And we have, right now, Severe and Dallas trading in. I'm at 930. 930, 31, 32, 33, 34.
Here we are.
Got Sam and Leoto taking a bit of a trade here. This wave is just going to crash. But that damage from that GP, good deny on that barrel. But that damage on that GP is going to start to come through. Doesn't have an item. So, as time goes on.
Almost a little sniped by them chickens. But yeah, as time goes on, Samanosuke is going to be looking very scary. Since inevitably, as many barrels as you think you're going to be able to snap, one will leak through.
And at that point too, once they start to do that with a couple items on that GP, it'll be really difficult. Silva has to have really good positioning. Kaidazir on the Cinder, same with them. And we've actually got that Essence Reaver right now, so the first item is being completed there from Sam. And that hopefully is the first of many here for TMP, and if that's the case, they're going to be looking pretty dang good here. But pretty neutral game right now. Only 200 gold separates both teams right now. A lot of the gold is both being put on the junglers here once again. We got Riddy, part of 3 kills. Well, you can make the same argument for Junaha, 2, 3, and 1 scoreline. Unfortunately, a couple more deaths in the process, but Kaidazur,
They just don't miss. The flash is going to be coming out to save mid Sarah. But, oh, another barrel deny, nice.
and that Prio mid is just, we saw it in game 1, and we're seeing it once again in game 2, and based off of that Prio, those neutral objectives are really difficult to contest, and Riddy, he wants to find something on this Rammus, getting some vision towards this bot side here, obviously setting up in this Pixel right now, and that River Brush, that Ashar.
Arrow from downtown is going to be landing. Kaidazur is going to get stunned all the way. Able to get the artillery from downtown, but they get out again?
My God.
Wow!
I'm tilted. I'm not even playing. I'm tilted. I'm casting.
I'm
How is he doing that?
them. How do they keep getting away with this? Game 1, now game 2. We're going to be seeing Silva trading some damage back and forth for Dallas, but you know, I don't even care about this lane anymore. Why is Kaidazur alive?
I don't know. He doesn't care. He doesn't even have Merc Treads either. Like, just all the CC hits. The Ashar comes in. I think 3 of 4. Yeah, like they're fine at this point right now, and you can see that Leandry's coming in. That front line's gonna be quite squishy with that item actually coming in from that Cinder too. So
Some good handshakes so far in the bot lane. Okay, I care a little bit about this lane again. Sly Lego has been pretty solid, and there's just something to be said about the consistency of Kaidazur continuing to just hold this mid prio in their little stubby clutches. We're going to be seeing a 3v3 potentially fake out in the bot lane soon.
could turn into a 3v4 here too. Actually, Kaidazur is within the wing here. Could be an option. Sweeper is going to come in to deny any sort of vision, but the hot shot crucially will spot Kaidazur on there. So looks like it's actually going to be a dragon start here. They are going to pull it. Curious to see if GB intends to contest, and I feel like they definitely can, but they do need to catch that mid wave right now with that Syndra. This dragon is slow.
This is a very slow dragon take. We see the handshake at the ready, the hostile takeover. Things can get very spicy playing around this vision. Genjun pops the Herald, gets stunned up, and is going to be falling before they're able to get towards that dragon. Dallas is going to be getting that kill. The hostile takeover does not land onto Dallas, so there's not going to be much damage done with it. Handshake to be able to get Sly Lego back a little bit further. The Super Mega Death Rocket not going to land. Red team secures this dragon as Silva is going to be kiting this on. Severe and Dallas are super low. Kaidazur calling the taunt. The barrel's down. This could get spooky. Lights are getting dark. Double kill going to be coming out from Kaidazur, who finally, the Titan has fallen. But we're going to see Samanosuke popping some to try to get out. Silva with the flash going to continue to chase Leoto. He doesn't care about that turret. That's a rock.
Leoto recognizing exactly what he needs to do. The team's win con getting Silva that kill, and crucially he gets that. 2 assists are unfortunately for the Jinx, but that 1 kill is going to be great on top of this first turret too, it looks like. In GEB, it looked a little dicey there at the start, but it ended up playing out really well. basically they were looking for a pincer there, and the team fight almost happened. It almost went really well, but the Ashar ended up coming through there from Dallas. They ended up picking off Juna almost immediately there, and then it seemed like at that point right there, TMP could win the team fight, but it's a great response from Leoto. They're able to get there, find that Malphite ultimate, set up the play, actually end up GEB coming out ahead of that too, so it's a really good heads-up play there, which to me looked dicey off the start.
Yeah, not me getting decent. Once again, I'm at 1433, hanging out in the future. I crashed the whip. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm at 14-16 right now, so hop onto there. 14-18, 19, 20.
I physically cannot go that far
21.
back. The farthest I'm at 28.
Okay, well, we'll have to figure out something about that right now. I'm at 28 myself, so a few seconds. Severe is going to find a bit of a trade here on Junha. The Asher. Oh,
The flash is so good. But they're going to start running it down. The soccer ball is looking kind of zoomy. Got the ghost going. And Genjun is not looking too good. They're going to continue to walk out. Glacial just continues to snake away with such low health bars. This is getting frustrating for TMP.
and it looks like anytime that they're close, they're really not. Seems like that bridge is just too far. And time and time again, even though they have 7 kills in this case, you can make the argument they should have 13, they should have 14, maybe double. Maybe double the amount of GEB. And this Jinx Renata is just playing off really well. We didn't get a chance to talk too much about it, but right now it's already been established. This is about a 40 CS lead already on Silva. Netting that kill right there is also great for him too. Working very closely here on the second item. Probably going to be that IE. So, 15. Well, maybe we'll actually sync up this time.
Maybe. Just maybe.
Maybe we will here.
League replay for me.
We have this. Oh, looking for the fight on Kaija Zero, and he's trying to dodge everything here. He dodges GPR, he dodges 4 Zerathars. Actually lands that stun. It looks like the re-engage is going to come through here from Junha and Leoto, and they're going to find this play right now. Severe is going to go down off the back of this overextension here from TMP, and they are going to net up this kill right now. All this bot side prio is going to come through. Junha is absolutely starting to make dividends with this champion. Wait a second. Oh, Sademan Sarah picks that up, and that's a shutdown coming in. Nice handshake from Sly Lagan. Looks like they're going to be able to pick up this kill. Junha, that's another one in the back there. 3, 4, and 5 score line. He's absolutely starting to scale up too here, and he's going to pick up a couple camps for his troubles. I'm at 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Silva's going to get hit. The cleanse is going to come through. It looks like he's going to get out. He picks up that turret. The Jinx passive popping off. GP, Sam's looking at TP in the back line. Gets exhausted, he gets stunned. I don't know. I think he's down. He's down. Junha nets that kill. Dallas could be in trouble, but a beautiful headbutt there coming from Severe. Giving that kill. Double buffs to Dallas. The chase is going to happen. Riddy is going to land this taunt. It looks like this is going to be a double. Nope. Severe. Unfortunate there. Nevertheless, the slow chase is going to come. Yeah, every time the slow chase is going to come through. Kaija Zero is going to have to flash away. It looks like this turret can be played for. Don't have much of a wave with this Syndra clear though.
Syndra's is going to be very good about holding these waves. It's the trend of a lot of mid laners right now. But, oh my, well, the amount of low health bars that you're continuing to see. Kai Azure is just dodging everything. But Leoto does have that really funny button of, hi guys, 3 of them are in the air. Can they die, please? Going to be getting ready for some very explosive fights in a minute here. Kai Azure has a lot of gold in their pocket at this point.
Yeah, it looks like teams are absolutely getting ready to roll. What's your timing there, my man? Just make sure. 29, 30, 31. Okay. I'm at 34, 35. Perfect. So we're good enough here. Junha looking for this R. It's not even close. Not even close. That's not even close to a field goal. But it don't matter. It's
Could not make the convergence.
The ult's on low enough cooldown too there.
Speaking of convergence, that funny file has once again bricked its way into my machine. We are going to be rutting, stuttering, and starting off like a cold odyssey. This is kind of sad.
Wow. The CC there. Holy moly. GEB, it looks like right now TMB, they can basically pull trigger whenever they want. The Ghost's not even being expelled there from Riddy either. So off that Ashar from Dallas, and he's landing these consistently over and over and over again, forcing fights on his own accord. It's really difficult for GEB to contest really in any sort of 5v5 scenario. Silva?
Built different?
You mad lad. What do I know? I'm just talking about how you can't even contest, and he just nets that up himself. Leoto in no way, shape, or form in trouble here.
Yeah. he's rock solid. He's just gonna continue waddling his way. There's the unstoppable force to be able to get himself on out. And once again, TMP are sent packing a little bit. Not too happy about that one.
No, they're not. Leono, his job right now is to clear this wave, and he's doing a pretty dang good job of it. The dive is going to come through.
Leono's not looking too good. Is going to get popped. The hostile takeover is looking pretty big. Samanosuke is going to be able to get that shutdown onto him. His slide leg was forced to run with the tail between their legs. Silva blast comes over. Good flash from Sly Lego to be able to try to stall this out a little bit, but that's an interesting position to put yourself in willingly, Silva.
Yeah, it definitely is right now. And on the opposite side of the map here, cross map, it's nice to see GB is looking to find some plays here. They're going to net that tier 1 top. They're going to net that tier 2 top as well. And the TP is coming in here from TMP. They recognize that this is an overextension here. And the Ash arrow just going wide. Just wide.
A little bit rough. It's going to happen. Samanosuke is in a good spot. Half healthing Kite Azure. And Renjun is not looking too hot as the Duskblade saves them for a little bit longer. Severe with the knockups is going to be able to hold them a little bit longer. Saveman's able to get a kill, but those tanks are not looking too strong as it's going to be a double kill in the hands of Leoto, waddling away from Dallas here with the unstoppable force. Kite Azure not too healthy, but that's a huge swing once again in Glacial's favor.
Yeah, and they have this ability to be able to slow chase with this Ashe, with this Xerath too. The amount of range that these two champions allow and that really give and create in a battlefield, it's pretty mind-boggling. You can see the chase is definitely there too. And once Dallas starts to auto attack, again, he's not even having to burn his ghost here either. Seems like things are really able to start happening. But GEB, they're answering pretty dang well across the map. They get that tier 2 in the end. Looking for a tier 2 bot. Silva could be in trouble. He was so close to getting that turret. He was so close.
Oh my god.
I think you're a few seconds behind me. Can you speed up at all?
Yeah, we're gonna speed up a tad. I'm gonna sit here at 20:57.
I'm at 20:51. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm no longer in the past. Let's go. I am back in the present.
Yeah, well, that's enough time traveling for you here tonight. I don't know what's going on with your client, but we're gonna send a really nasty email to Riot after.
Yeah, please support, help me. As Sly Lego is just gonna waddle his way around, gets that ward, the handshake, gonna avoid Dallas being a little goofy goober for too much longer. As the force comes in, Leota only gets Dallas to the tip of the stun from Kite Azure is gonna be able to breathe some life into this engage. Severe is forced to ult to try to walk away, but there's just so much damage, pulling them right back in. A double kill for Kite Azure, who's looking like an absolute monster. Leota gonna be the next to fall. Gritty gonna be dropping right down on his forehead. Kite Azure gonna be potentially haunted in just a second here. I have once again fallen ill.
We have another fight. Sam's gonna end up going down there off the back of Judah. He's gonna find a kill. They're gonna continue to chase here. Safe and Sarah able to flash away on that Xerath. The pings are coming in on this Baron right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see GEB setting up for this. They have the TP on Kite Azure. He is TPing top, so it looks like, yes, absolutely. GEB is looking to take this, and Gritty nowhere to be seen. Still a 15-second death timer. The damage is there, too, it looks like, for GEB, so this should handily go into the favor of them right now. And this is great timing, too. They have that dragon on that minute timer. It looks like oh, I've done this before. I've cast a curse. Slight lag on almost. God, the Renata sometimes it feels so homeless here. What can you do when you're that outranged with no mobility? But GB, at the end of the day, they're gonna pick it up. And are you ready to sink back to the present?
I'd like to come back to the present, please. I'm at 46.
That's pretty close. I'm at 44. 5, 6, 7.
There we go!
Oh, you're back again. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to run that as admin or something here. But
look at this fully grown frog. I'm gonna have to do a funny little tech support thing in a moment here. Severe looking to try to get a pick on Leota. But
no.
Look how strong that man is. He takes no damage. He's just gonna kind of sneeze at them and keep waddling.
And this is what you want to see from GEB right now. Unfortunately, they're a little bit split, but they need to group up. As soon as they're able to do that, get control of this river, it becomes infinitely harder for TMP to be able to find any sort of fights. And that Xerath R isn't available, but the Ashe R absolutely is. And Reddy, he's looking for something. He's 3 levels down, but it doesn't matter. At this point right now, if you're that Rambus, you just want to taunt a priority target. Leono is a bit overextended here, and he's Malphite, but I don't know if he's this strong. Uh-oh.
Yoda's looking rock solid a moment here. Caught in the taunt, gonna be starting to get low. The numbers aren't looking good. Forced to use the unstoppable force. Samanosuke gonna be getting that kill.
The dragon is going down.
It's not the drag. They're just hanging out.
Yeah, and Leono, he buys enough time. The team is decisive with that call where they recognize that play. If they're going to send 5 people to kill Leono, they're going to get that kill.
And it's your 3.
That's right, they're going to get that kill, but look at everything that's gone on the process. And they're doing a great job of stalling these backs right now. Kaijajura, he's continuing to push mid here. Oh. Renata R. Holy. That's crazy. Silva trading right now in the back line. He's going to net a kill, but he is going to go down in the process right now. And it looks like this is actually going to be a wipe from TMP. And they're able to find that just in the right spot in their own jungle. And Kaijajura, he's going to push. He's going to look for this inhib here. He does have the Baron, so he's going to be able to push this in. Net that for his team, but he's going to get an execute. Oh, you cheeky little bugger. Oh, he didn't. Oh, he didn't. The Ashe ended up picking him up. Okay. I don't know if maybe that...
is hard.
I don't know if that was a clock shot or if that was I don't know what that was, but ends up going down anyways. Ashe is going to pick that up, and crucially TMP, they net themselves that kill. And right now, if you can see it, they're actually on objective bounties too. So this is a really good fight for them to be able to grab, and that's just really off the back of them being able to get into the backline themselves, pick up Silva in the process, and just a good heads up play once again. Okay, Loki, you ready?
I'm at 2530.
2530. I'm at 2509.
Oh no.
Oh no. Can you get back? Can you drop? Just pause.
28 is as far as I could get. I am paused.
Just pause. Hang on. I'll let you know here. We got a little bit of trading from Junaha as we approach the 2520. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mark. And right now we can see a little bit of this Rammus here prioritizing Riddy.
Sure.
Just prioritizing clearing this vision right now, and the mid inhibitor is going to go down for your troubles, but again, crucially, you end up picking off a lot of those members, get a couple bounties for yourself right now, and it seems like Leono, he's pretty damn tanky, but he can be shredded, he can be killed, so GEB, they need to be able to find the right fight here, find the right angle. Really could be in trouble, but he's Rammus, I feel like he's safe. Yeah.
He's gonna waddle on over.
Yeah, and GEB's doing a really good job right now. Leona is just going to push this mid wave in, try to get this to crash, and once that happens, obviously TMP's going to have to answer with that. They have to make the decision of whether or not they want to sack this mid wave, unless Sarah's able to clear it here, or contest this bot side push.
Yeah, it's a hard decision to make. Kaidasher is going to lose their Banshee's Veil before this next fight, though, which could give them a lot of room to work with.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that right now. And Glacial just slowly but surely setting this up here. They don't have a bot wave at the moment, but they still do have this priority on the bot side. You can really see the vision that they've set up there in that enemy jungle, and it becomes really difficult if you're TMP to be able to contest anything. Now, you do still have a couple of options, right? You have that Ashar. If that connects on the right target, there is a chance that you can find a kill. You have the GP ult, you can space things out, and you can get those barrels just like that. The ult is going to come through.
Things are going to start heating up. The soccer ball is in. The bailout is there. Silva is going to try to get a takedown, but is not able to get one in time. The hostile takeover is good to slow things out. Handshake onto Riddy. Going to stop the ball where it lies. Sly Lego going to be passing away. And we have this teleport coming out from mid Sarah to be able to stop the split push. But Kaidasher just going to keep fending this Riddy off. It has been so hard to get on him.
Yeah, right now this is TMP's window. Unfortunately, you don't have any wards on Severe, but you need to get that reset and you need to get vision set up on the spot side. You do not want to give up this Dragon Soul. Now you got to make the choice, right? What do you end up doing with that Baron? You want to get a blue or something on it. You need vision there too, but it's crucial, it's paramount that you make sure that the soul does not go down, because if it does, it's going to be that much harder to find any kills. But that's a good heads up play by Dallas, just netting that ult, or netting those kills with that ult, basically being able to engage right then and there. The GP ult then comes in to layer the CC. Riddy gets onto the back line with a beautiful R and then a nice taunt onto Sly Lego, and they end up cleaning up that fight. That's a cute little Rammus skin. I hope everybody else can see that.
Soccer ball.
Yeah, I like that. I'm gonna have to buy that skin. You think Rammus support's good?
I mean, Fafo, my friend, Fafo.
I'm trying it out. We'll see.
Mess around and find out. The more you mess around, the more you find out.
Yeah, I think that's a PG version, isn't it?
Yeah. Yo, we already dropped one. We're not quite on the level of Marvel, so we should probably keep it at one.
I wonder how much VTS fines you for that.
Yeah. Yo, it's probably about 350.
Yeah, maybe it's somewhere around there. GB already they have this inside track on the Baron. It looks like TMP they recognize that they don't want to give up that Dragon Soul, but again, there's no vision being applied to this Baron pit right now. And it looks like they're gonna happily trade here. And the Baron is gonna go down here. At this point right now, you wonder how GB wants to set this up. Do they continue pushing towards top? It looks like the pigs are coming through, so Juna High might get a couple camps off the back of this. Don't do it.
Oh no, not again.
Okay.
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 I was gonna lose my mind
Oh.
if I'm being very honest with you.
So was I. Sometimes there's a glitch in the Matrix where you just win every which way. But right there, that was not one of those times. This mid turret is going to go down. But crucially right now, this top wave is being pushed in. We do have Silva, we do have Leoto, and now we also have Kaijur padding towards that top side here. This
I just noticed Gen Jun is full lethality right now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a build. I don't know too much about Briar, to be completely honest, so I don't wanna speak out of pocket by any means, but as far as I could tell, from what I've understood.
I can't connect back out of this.
Oh, you down again?
I'm down again and I cannot come back.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I could probably finish this one off, no worries. Could be a quick one anyways, we'll have to see. GEB is going to look, Sly Lego is going to flash away here. Riddy is trying to force him this slow. The chase is going to come through the flash. I don't think it creates enough gap distance here. Oh, he actually nets himself over that wall, and the whole time GEB is pushing this up and him. They net that too. And Silva, he's got rockets out. He's got the spacing. They're going to look for the second inhibitor. Leoto is going to back. He does have that teleport. Looks like he's going to TP right then and there. And that's a beautiful stun coming in from Kaijur, creating this space. And now they have this 5v5 right now. This nice front to back here. And the ult is going to connect on Dallas. They're going to go in. Oh, the damage. It's crazy right now. The Malphite ult coming in the backline, just missing, but the Renata art's even better. All the damage coming through Leoto is going to go down in the process. The Xerath are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Silva dodging 3 out of 5, crucially. And they might be able to push for this, but they need to be a bit careful. Severe is up right now. GP is up. Bam on this gangplank has that wave clear to be able to buy time. And right now, whew, seems like TMP's done a good job of being able to stall this out. GB. Oh, Kaijur looking for damage. Severe.
That's a tank.
That is a tank. What's going on with that?
Wait, that's a tank. Well, Samanowski's gonna go for the flash. A little bit of a risky play. Gonna be shut down immediately for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely is there. Kaijur's gonna net that up himself there. And Sam, he burns a flash in that process trying to find that kill. And this game too has been back and forth, but GEB has crucially been able to get themselves set up here, and they've just been able to keep the pressure applied here for time and time again. And it seems like it's really off the back of this Junaha, this Briar pick. Once they're able to group up, find those fights, make things happen with Kaijur, seems like things can really start to connect. And as long as they don't split up, as long as they group up and play 5v5, I think they've got a lot of windows to make things happen.
Yeah, we just do a little bit of snuggling over here.
Yeah, you got to be a little careful. There's a couple options that TMP have to still pick. Obviously, that Rammus speed can catch you off guard, and that's done that a number of times for GEB, but the Ashar can do the same thing. Crucially right now, 3 inhibitors are not down for the side of TMP. If this third inhib goes down, you can pretty much kiss your butt goodbye. Feels like at that point, it's probably just going to be crossing T's and dotting I's here from GEB. But we'll see right now, because there's going to be an impending fight here for sure. Uh-oh.
It's going to get chunked out. There's no stopping force into the force on me. You're going to be seeing the ult come back. They're going to try to get some space, but they're too far in. There goes Riddy as Silva's just running it down. Golden Poe is going to be struck by Samanosuke, but it's not enough. Junaha is going to be grabbing that kill, and Silva will be passing for their troubles. Dallas in a good spot to be able to just step back and try to hold this, but this is 4 members of Glacial still up, sieging the Nexus towers.
Yeah, it looks like this game's pretty much done and dusted here. Leota's going to happily tank up 1 turret. That's a beautiful handshake to be able to buy that time. And look at the damage coming in from Junaha. What is that? Oh,
Hot knife through butter, as we're going to be seeing this game going right into the hands of Glacial in just a second here. Look at all those minions for the family photo.
there's a lot of minions. And you know what? TMP, there was plenty of times where you saw that light right at the end of the tunnel. You say, it's so close, we can make something happen here. We can get the control of the game, actually establish some vision. But it just seemed like at the end, GEB just did a better job of that. And it seemed like it was really off the back of Honestly, Silva at one point netting that dragon too with that ultimate. It seemed like that
From
really slowed.
downtown.
Yeah, from downtown. He really did slow the pace down from TMP. But crucially, yeah, I just feel like GEB had a better comp and easier comp to execute when they grouped up, and I think it really showed, especially when Leota was able to group up there with the team, find plays with his ultimate there, and he did a great job. And really, at the end of the day, that Malphite did exactly what he's supposed to do, which is create space for the rest of his carries. Kaijajur and Silva both did extremely well, but there's no doubt you got to give it to Kaijajur. Like, that guy
Yeah.
absolutely popped off this game. He
Oh my
controlled the pace
god.
of pretty much all of early and mid game just based off the prow that he was able to get in that lane. There was a lot of ganks that were attempted towards the mid, but not a lot of them ended up paying off. Not quite like game one at all.
Mhm.
But in game two, it didn't really matter. The priority was just established, right? And this Xerath was a counter pick into the Syndra, but ultimately Kaijajuri just piloted it really well, got that natural prio, so that gave the rest of his team more options to be able to roam, find those plays, make things happen, and really slow the pace of the game down from TMP. So yeah, for game one, right, I got to give it to Juna. I think he played great, but for game two, I got to give it to Kaijajur. So, I mean,
I
pretty good. And keep in mind too, right? Game one, it was never saw. So they have
yeah.
actually ended up switching up mids. So that's something that I do want to point out. GB did end up doing that. But for game two, again, it's the same thing, right? It's a mid-centric win style more or less, which is something that you can expect to see from GB. They do a really good job of that, or playing through their jungle carry, right? Whenever Sly Lego's able to on whatever champion he's playing, generally speaking, it's gonna be something that can roam where he can set up and try to basically get some kills for his mid or really have any impact around mid at all. You can see that when they do that, this team really tends to excel. And more importantly, it seems like when it comes to mid game, the vision control that these guys have is it just seems like it's that much more than their competitors right now. Once they want to contest for an objective, whether it's a Herald, whether it's a Baron, whether it's a Dragon, whatever it is, it seems like the vision control, it comes down really quickly. They get things set up, they group up, they play around their playstyle extremely well, which again is that front to back, and then they just look to pull trigger, and they're not
Yeah.
indecisive about it. They just fight when they know they can, and then they just commit to it. And it's hard to fault anything about that.
I mean, it's one of those play styles where it's just, don't think about it too hard, Five Head, just move. And I really respect that. My brain is still boggled from how much Kite Azure just flat out dodged that game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know what kind of
twinkle
mini game the guy was
toes.
playing. He's pretty good though. He's pretty good at that
Yeah.
mini game, I'll be
We
honest.
got some Dance Dance Revolution in here. Like, we're having a good old time, but we're gonna have to see if this is a 3-0 or if we're gonna have a little bit more life behind the eyes of the Manhattan Project. And we'll happily bring it to you when we get there. Till then, bye ciao.
See you very soon.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Going down. 3-6 Mafia. Mafia. What the world been waiting on, man? It's going down. We gonna let you know how we make it come. Hey, right. Goose got me loose. Go no control. Money in my pocket and I'm all up in the zone line. Ooh, I'ma act a damn fool. Yeah. Ooh, I'm about to act a fool. Yeah. Goose got me loose. Go no control. Money in my pocket and I'm all up in the zone line. Ooh, I'ma act a damn fool. Yeah. Yes, sir. A new roll tonight. I got my money looking right, but I ain't trying to fight. But if a sucker touch me, best believe it's home. Get cracked, crush a dome with a bottle of Patron. Right here, right now, quick, fast, in a hurry. Hit the sucker so hard, I made his vision get blurry. I'm too clean for this, I'm too lean for this. Figure it would happen, so I brought my team for this.
Yes, sir, I'm the realest player, trap star, selling the biggest bricks. I'm the realest player, rap bar, smoking purplish. Step up in the club, I got love, cause I'm rich. A girl between my legs, doing me up like I'm licorice. 25 stacks at the bar, ice on my wrist. Step up to this pimp and get your braided hair wig split. Back up in my Chevy, brains blown out.
time slows down when it can get nowhere.
All right, and welcome back. We're getting ready to go into game 3. The first two were absolute stomps from Glacial. They seemed to just pick up that steam and just let it on go, but they did some shady shenanigans going on into this one. We were almost blindsided at the casting desk. How are you feeling, Turk?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good right now. TMP looks like they're going to elect to take this blue side here. And I like this band change up here. This time we're going to see this Briar. More importantly, we're going to see this Syndra. And that begs the question from GEB. Do they want to ban this Orianna? Or do they want to leave it up? Because, of course, TMP, they do have the option to B1 that if they want. GEB could have a couple answers themselves. But this last ban right here will really set up, I believe, the pace of this game very quickly. Hey, that Orianna ban is going to come through. So what does TMP decide to prioritize? Have the option maybe for the Xayah if you want. The Kai'Sa could be there. Looks like they might actually end up taking that Kai'Sa right now. So that already screams to me they're looking for that engage bot lane. They might round this out with maybe like a Nautilus, maybe a Rel, something like that. So the Xayah is going to come through to negate that engage, and that Xayah Rakan. GEB's put a lot of priority on that Rakan as of late. They've done a pretty good job piloting that champion here. So TMP in game 1, they actually ended up answering with that Nautilus. It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here.
Yeah, GEB just enjoys having their support roam off and do their own thing. We're going to see that Nautilus come on out. I definitely prefer seeing these big boy supports. I don't know how you feel about it, but
100%.
dredging the waters, good time.
Yeah, for sure. It's far more exciting. With all due respect to enchanters out there, like, you know, they're A-okay. They're kind of fun, like, every so often, but it really, truly is the best meta, in my opinion, especially for watching or casting as big old beefy supports. Boys like Nautilus, Rakan, he's great, just sharp-looking dude, right? Quick,
Yeah, a little snazzy.
he's fancy.
Seraphine?
And TMP, okay. So this Seraphine, I mean, this definitely isn't a flex at this point. We know that the Seraphine's going to be going mid. This does open up the Sylas angle right now for GEB. That Sylas is still available, and I do know that they pilot it. So with that Nautilus R and that Seraphine R, that would be two really good ults to already grab from phase 1.
Yeah, no, Sylas could be huge here, and just the general ability to live forever in the middle of these fights could be fun. Running around with your Rakan, but a Swain, that's a little spooky. That is a good amount of priority, and the ability to just infinitely scale into beefy lad as you're chunking away the pop star. Kind of fun.
Yeah, not too bad at all. Little surprised they didn't go for the Sylas there, but the Swain can equally fulfill that role too. Obviously with that Kai'Sa Nautilus, that already signifies exactly what TMP wants to do, and that's basically pull trigger, then follow up, get right into your face, and what does Swain do best? He counters that pretty dang well. So as long as he's able to continue to at least farm, keep up even with that Seraphine, which I don't think there's going to be much of a problem for that Swain. It should be a pretty free lane. Expect to push 100% to go to Seraphine. That champion has ridiculous wave clear, so the prio probably should go in the side of TMP in that mid lane for now. But when it comes to grouping up GEB, which is what their like classic playstyle is, that Swain fulfills that slot very well.
Yeah, I like seeing the Gangplank ban from the side of GEB to get rid of that pick for Semifinals, and the Arvin ban from TMP makes sense.
Yeah, they respect that.
I'm not sure how I feel about Shen with how strong of a performance that Leoto had with Ornn.
Well, Leoto, if you take a look at Leoto's op.gg, that'll answer your question right then and there. That guy plays a lot of Shen.
That sign will not stop me. I cannot read. Ornn go Ram Jam.
Ornn, yeah, I mean, this could be a good Ornn game right here, I think. I don't know if it's the absolute best, but I don't think it's too bad here. It looks like they're actually going to save this R5 counter pick for Leoto, which is not something you usually see. I suppose that Swain technically could be a flex pick too. That Swain could be top. I doubt it, but it could be. So
it's very possible. And there we go. The Kindred is finally going to appear.
About time.
Riddy is probably frothing at the mouth at this point. As never mind, maybe Bel'Veth.
Yeah, the Xin traditionally does pretty well into the Kindred here, so the Bel'Veth could be a half decent answer here, and we might actually get that carry jungle that we were hoping to see from TMP.
Yeah, I mean, I believe Glacial also ran a very like carry-oriented Jin Zhao build, as that's aggressive. Seminosuke with the Fiora, that could be very spicy in a minute.
Yeah, and that'll tell you exactly what TMP's trying to do right now. They want to draft a really strong 4. Oh, okay, we don't know, eh? They always, the players always like to bait us. They always like to have a little fun with it. And we are gonna get the Pantheon. Okay.
All right. I'm
that
less
I
happy
mean,
about that.
me too. It's actually something we don't really get a chance to see too often. The champion is pretty dang strong too, and also the split push isn't too bad with the Pantheon. Always having that option to be able to ult in, but R5
Overlap.
once again. I mean, hey, it's hard to go wrong with Malphite, isn't it?
It
Leono
broke.
piloted it. Yeah, he piloted it really well in game 2. I mean, game 3, why not pick it up? You're 2-0, and if you can close this out, you have a wicked wombo right now. You have Rakan R, and then you have Malphite R, able to follow up with Swain and the rest of your team too. Like, GEB set things up pretty dang well for themselves here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Leota's looking at this as, oh, Kaisa exists? Cool, that's the only thing that can kill me. Since Seraphine does do a decent amount of damage, I don't see them really being able to scare Leota in the face of a Bel'Veth, a Kaisa, and I guess even Pantheon Omai, but that's not something that they're going to be too worried about as we get chunking our way into some of these fights.
Yeah, and I really feel like that Malphite also forces Dallas on this Kaisa here to really just go into that lethal tempo, index into that Kraken, and then I believe it's Novori Quick Blade build, which actually has a pretty solid win rate, if I'm not mistaken, has the highest win rate right now on Kaisa. Like, you've been kind of seeing ever since some of those Kaisa nerfs came in, we actually have like a new, like, unique, like, Glaive build coming in. I think that actually got nerfed a little bit too, if I'm not mistaken. But long story short, really you see a lot of this poke style coming in from Kaisa, and when you see the Kaisa a lot in the pro meta, what you'll end up seeing is like a Maokai to accompany that, and then you'll see like a Jace. So if you ever give up Kaisa, Maokai, and Jace, you're probably going to lose the game. But right now, obviously, I don't think you really have that option here. Kaisa really just needs to be able to punch through this front line of Swain and Malphite, and I think any sort of lethality build might be tricky for that.
Yeah, no, it's hard to have to index into such a specific avenue to just hope for the best. And that avenue right now is looking like it could just get slammed right in their hand like a car door with Malphite just... You throw the fridge at them. Like, let's call it how it is. They're throwing the fridge.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. They are. Right? As soon as you have your ultimate, you just group up, pull trigger, and force a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times have we seen this from GEB? Like, all 3. That's the answer. We've seen it every single time. Yeah, that's right. It's just...
The quickness is just so good. Like, everyone wants to have a little smooch of the Rakan for a moment, and then before they come to their senses, you have... Last game it was Azure. Before that we had Nowhere just cracking them over the head with a chair saying, that's my man, as we're going to continue running that game. But it's very interesting to see the Xin Zhao pick on this comp. I would have expected another one of those more like supporty, like, hey guys, I got you covered type of picks, or just a much stronger standard jungler right now. But I guess there's some comfort in the Xin Zhao right now.
Yeah, with the jungle like mini rework, if I'm not mistaken, the clear on Xin Zhao really dipped down. It's actually quite a bit harder, but the champion still facilitates its role, which is just like early game ganking. As soon as you hit level 3 or 4, you look for those plays, try to find some kills. Obviously, so if you're able to do that, that's exactly what you want on that Sin, so you can match that tempo. GEB in game 3 decided to actually just R4 that jungle, when in game 1 they actually R5, so they saved last pick for it. Right here, obviously, Leota, I guess he just wanted to hold off, just get a nice comfort pick for himself there, right? Having that R5 counter pick in top. And he does end up going with Old Faithful and Malphite. It really is probably the best pick here for them, too, because it really does create that space and kind of give them that that range, that distance. If he's able to create that for the rest of his team, then there's a lot of avenues that GEB has as a unit as soon as they group up, really. So just good draft from them overall. I like TMP's comp as well. The Pantheon to me is kind of the one that sticks out. That'll be interesting to see how that really plays out. Right, if that Pantheon is able to get ahead early, maybe a couple kills or something, maybe we see that Bel'Veth pathing towards that top side to try to find those plays early on, then maybe that Pantheon can start to take things into his own hands. That ultimate allows you a lot of flexibility too, to be able to find some kills whenever you can. All of a sudden you're pushing top, now you're mid lane, right? Or you're pushing mid, now you're bot or top lane. So Pantheon has that flexibility as a champion, and I feel like he's kind of akin to Twisted Fate, right? It's like your first ultimate is really, really important. How do you make use of that, right? So you can snowball your champion that much more, and we'll see what TMP is able to do with that pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I am worried about their ability to really get on and shut down Silva with this Zaya. That's a really strong, just comfortable panic button in the form of the Feather Fall.
Yeah,
But
100%.
before we get going too far, I do got another question for you, potentially the last one
Oh,
of the night.
oh no.
All right. How
Okay.
would you get a cylinder that is stuck out of a mini M&M's tube?
How would I get a cylinder that's stuck out of a
Mhm.
mini M&M's tube?
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't the mini M&M's tube be the cylinder?
No, there's a cylinder stuck inside of the mini M&M's tool,
Dude,
and
what do
they
you
would
want
like
me
you
to
to
say?
stay in
What do
one
you want me
piece.
to say? You're setting me up for failure here. That's god damn it. I don't know. What's the answer? Tell me.
All right. We're gonna get into it off the cameras. Y'all, we'll catch you in the next game. Bye, ciao.
All right, see you soon.
Blinding flashes getting closer. Wish that I had something left to lose. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make 'em all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die, gotta die. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make 'em all fight. When I'm in control, when I'm out of my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die. This could be the day I die for you. Feeling like there's nothing I can do. This could be the end, it's mine to choose. It's taken me my lifetime just to prove. This could be the day I die for you. Don't let it be the day. What do you see before it's over? Blinded flashes getting closer.
Good evening, welcome on back. This is game 3 of the Manhattan Project versus Glacial Esports Black. So far, it is 2-0 in the side of Glacial, and things could heat up quite a bit. We saw game 1, they wanted to have a very aggressive invade without the means to make it, but this time we have Samanosuke on that Pantheon, ready with the Belveth, and safe mid Sarah on Seraphine. So
Yeah,
could be spicy.
that's right. Both teams actually kind of look poised to contest this too, right? We see those 3 members of GEB hovering around these Raptors, and crucially, Belveth is extremely strong at invading and playing around that camp right here, and that's exactly what GEB is keeping their eyes on here. You can see that 3-man stack in mid lane right next to their tier 1 turret. They know exactly what TMP is thinking about doing. However, they won't in this case right now. Riddy just gonna head on over to his own Raptors, clear those really quickly, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see him look at a split, maybe bot side. Maybe he'll invade and play for that enemy blue. We'll have to see how this Belveth pick ends up playing out, but it is the counter pick into the Zin, and we highlighted it very quickly there in game 1 and in game 2. We mentioned it when this game, this series really does feel like it's going to be big jungle heavy prio. So this was that counter pick into that Zin, and we'll see how it pilots itself.
Yeah, this has not been my Riddy showing out so far. Having those like much more passive junglers, kind of icky. But we have them on Belveth. Gonna be seeing if they can run amok this game. But Dallas on Kaisa, that could be kind of exciting. We see the Hail of Blades is what they opted for. Not lethal tempo. I'm looking at the wrong red thing. That's a skin.
Oh, the level 2's coming in here. The trade. Sly Lego taking a big chunk at that point right now, and he does have the potions to heal up. We'll have that Q at level 3 too, so should be relatively okay. But if another hook does connect on that Recon, the Ignite can come through and maybe, just maybe, a kill.
Oh, he's fishing.
You can't tell me that wasn't close. That almost makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Like, that's very close to impacting this lane that much more here, but crucially it doesn't hit right now in Sly Lego. Silva, once they hit that level 3 mark, that Recon should be relatively safe. And Severe, really close, almost landing that second dredge line, but he doesn't. In a parallel universe, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Oh, the hook almost coming through.
Ooh. Severe honestly should look into getting their barber's license the way that they keep cutting this close. Riddy and Jen here end up with a little bit of a fight around this blue buff. The flash comes out for Jen June, and they're just going to get flashed on by Samanosuke. That's first blood for Riddy.
And it looks like they knew. It looks like they knew Junhaha was there. You can see Riddy just playing really slow, waiting for the rest of his team to collapse. And yeah, Sam absolutely, he elects to burn that flash. They net that kill on Junhaha, and that's big. Riddy's able to pick that up right away. He's going to continue clearing, grab this top side scuttle too, and he's definitely ahead right now in tempo.
Yeah, we love to see. Oh my, whoa.
He should get his barber's license, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he just keeps nicking the hairs on the little napey nape of Sly Lego's neck, and he's looking pretty fresh.
Yoda not really taking much damage there. Oh,
Yoda,
the extended
Yoda's
trading,
having a good
right?
time.
Yeah, with the Conqueror stack, he does start to take some damage.
Silva, that's a tower.
Oh,
Well,
that's just a little W from Kaidajir, actually. Gains himself some extra health.
Fast.
Yeah, that's right. Gains himself some extra health there. And lands a little bit of damage. Dallas, obviously, he does start that D-Blade right now, so the sustain just isn't there. They don't have that, unlike that Recon. Recon actually has a deceptive amount of sustain as well with his Q. I think level 1 it heals like 100 and something. But this option right here to gank is there. Riddy can swing around, no vision to try, but the pings are coming out. It looks like they do know. The hook will land though.
Severe is able to land that one, but again, Sly Lego has so much escape potential. Riddy's not there to immediately get a knock up, and we have Genju backing his way down, so it would be an all-out brawl if anything were to break out, and it looks like that's exactly what they want. Pushing their way towards the Kruggy Wuggy. Severe is going to be the first one to meet them. Wind Becomes Lightning is going to be missing, so they're forced to commit the knock-up onto Severe. And here comes the hook, the root. Sly Lego just barely dodging the above and below from Riddy. That could have been a nice pick.
Yeah, how that knockup have landed, the kill threat may have been there. The Recon's still inherently pretty safe as a champion, so does still have that flash as well. And Severe, he's fishing once again here. Looking for another hook.
doing a little battle dancey dance as the hook is going to be landing. Severe is going to be able to get the flash coming out from Sly Lego. And the ignite, not quite enough with the heal. So Silva is going to be making sure that Sly Lego is going to be on this side of the dirt for just a little bit longer. No mana in Severe's bar for another hook.
That's right, he's going to live. He does have to burn his flash in the process, and the heal is expended. But crucially right now, this wave, as long as it gets crashed here for TMP, they're happy. And you can see Juna, he was looking for it. He was looking for something, just in case. But Riddy recognizes that. He covers this push, and he does a great job there. Just a good heads-up play. Pings are coming in on the enemy Raptors, though. GEB might want to look for a kill here on Riddy. Pings are coming in.
Oh. Let's get one. Gen June is in an interesting spot. Riddy's going to be jumping away. Serafino onto 2. That could be huge. Here comes the throw. And Riddy is able to survive long enough to see June fall. The Conqueror is not going to be enough to really get the damage out from Predator. So Battle Dance into a grand entrance is so strong from Sly Lego. There's the ignite. And Riddy's going to be the next one to fall. Save mid Sarah. Forced to be sent out packing with a blue buff at least.
Severe. He ends up getting that reset, but he isn't there to match in time, and Sly Lego is. He's a deciding factor in that fight.
Yeah.
Nets his team another kill off the back of that. Almost.
Damn.
Almost doesn't count, though. Only in horseshoes and hand grenades. Kaidajur could be in a bit of trouble here. If Hook lands.
It's not going to land. Kaidajur built different. There's the moves. Leoto does have the unstoppable force, though. Going to be lumbering their way. There's the flash coming out from Save Mid Sarah to keep himself alive. Severe might be caught out here. The flashes are coming out left and right. The health bars are low. Genjuna flashing forward. Dallas forced to use the ghost. Summoners are just getting traded back and forth all around the coast as we're going to be seeing this dragon priority coming out in a second here.
And Leoto almost finds that flash ultimate there, but Save Mid Sarah, he does a really good job of being able to react to that. Actually ends up getting away from that himself, and then Severe has that flash to be able to just disengage the rest of that too. And Leoto, he wastes a little bit of time. I don't think he misses too much off of that, but the calls are definitely there. He has no ult. Definitely TMP's calling that out, and Sam's able to get all the trades that he does. Sam is going to have his ult available very soon if he doesn't already as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him hovering more towards his mid, maybe towards his bot lane. See if he can't find something to make happen with that too.
Yeah, the Grand Starfall just gives you so much priority on the map. I find it odd, by the way. Samanosuke really seems to enjoy continuing to take teleport on this Pantheon. And I think they're in the minority on that one, as we're going to see Severe is going fishing again. They caught themselves a Silva, and it might not be enough, though. The Battle Dance into the Grand Entrance is going to be seeing Severe go down, but Sly Lego took a play out of his book and found his way into getting 300 gold of his own.
Yeah, that's right. And they recognize that Nihilus doesn't have that flash, and that gap close with that Zaya Rakan, that combo is just absolutely potent. And before you know it, he basically gap closes a screen and a half, 2 screens in length. Dallas could be dope here. The flash will come through. That's just a nice heads up play there from Sly Lego, and he pilots this Rakan so well.
It's just so clean. Getting these summoners back and forth. We're seeing junglers are resetting. And we're in a really nice calm spot. Kite Azure not showing as dominant a performance this game, though. So it looks like TMP has room to breathe this go around.
Right, and you can see a lot of that pressure is actually being applied through the bot lane this time. So bot lane, you can already see that 30 CS lead. Sam, here for a bit of a trade. Leono pretty damn safe, though.
Yeah. This is... I mean, it's good to be able to get this damage down early. The health bots are going to tick back in. But look at this priority on the Rift Herald.
And there shouldn't be any sort of a contest coming in through there. Leono does have his ultimate, but you can see, obviously, Juna on the Send, he's just nowhere to be seen, and I wouldn't be surprised if GEB ends up cross-mapping here, playing for this Dragon and strong-siding bot in the process.
Yeah, I mean, you have to trade for something here, right? The Rift Herald is a big objective to just hand away, and we're going to see a reset from Severe to be able to come into this next fight super healthy. But yeah, it looks like Glacial is going to be prioritizing the Hex Tech.
Yeah, they are. They're going to net themselves that first Dragon. Obviously, it doesn't amount to much right now, but come 15 minutes, or maybe realistically 18 to 20 minutes, given all the stall time in between Dragons, it could be a nice angle there. Sly Lego could find something here, but that's just a good, that's a good disengage from Dallas. Unfortunately, he has to burn his ult in the process, but he doesn't miss a wave, he doesn't miss anything, he's fine. So, no real harm done, and Juna has, as we mentioned there before, bot side really is becoming that strong side for GEB, and they might look to continue to apply this pressure here. Severe no flash, Dallas no flash, that's definitely being called out right now, but there could be something mid.
Kai'Dasher not looking super good. The Crow's gonna come out. Radi's missing their knockups, and here comes the Encore, gonna be bringing that back in for another round. Then Junaha barely not able to save. Kai'Dasher is gonna have to pop the ult to be able to make sure they can disengage the Belfast. He's able to trade mid laners there. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I mean, the trade's gonna end up going 1-for-1 at the end of the day.
Wait, Severe is in a lot of danger here. You're gonna be walking into multiple members of the team in his own jungle. You're never gonna be safe. Silva picking up the kill this time to accelerate themselves towards another Kraken.
Yep, and they're gonna get that much further ahead from there, and it's just a good heads-up collapse there on that Sin from the bot side of GEB, and they're gonna get themselves another kill. And the pace of this game is really being accelerated. Even though the gold is so close, the pace of the game really is being accelerated through that GEB bot lane, and they're doing a great job with it. Crucially here, the good news, right, if you're a TMP fan, is Sam, at this point, he's basically double CS from Leoto. He's going to continue to scale up. I want to see him use his ultimate to impact the rest of the map. We haven't really seen that yet from him. He's had a couple roams here and there, but I really think that Pantheon ult is something that we need to see, and maybe we'll actually see a dive topside instead.
Ooh, that could be huge. Riddy is pretty strong right now, but it looks like they're just gonna have the first contact in a moment here.
I think this is a better decision. I think so. The Malphite HP was a little bit low, and I didn't think he had enough mana for the R, but I think wise decision here. The TP is going to come through, and Sam is going to have to run himself.
Yeah, Genjun is going to just jump right on in. Above and below is going to be hitting, but here comes a beautiful shield from Samanosuke. Not enough to save them, though, as Leota is going to be picking that kill up the moment that it falls. Riddy is looking pretty bad for where save mid. Sarah is positioning very comfortably around Leoto with the flash to disengage, so it's not no harm, no foul. Wind becomes lightning, just barely misses though.
Yeah, and had that have connected, the flash was already burned for Seraphine. Severe just getting traded on again there. So well done. The ultimate is terrible. Sly Lego is tanking. I think he is going to go down. Yep, Dallas is going to get that too. No, he doesn't.
Grand Starfall, though, to be able to keep Silva in here. Silva already burned. All things might get a little bit spooky, forcing Silva actively into the loving arms of Riddy and Dallas to just play the game of who do you want to give this kill to, bud? And it will be giving that shutdown over to Riddy, and the Queen is transformed. They're starting to look a lot like... Isn't that Nemo's Professor Manta?
Yeah, maybe. It's a good play there from GEB, 100%. A little bit overzealous at the end of the day, but they do end up netting, I think it's a 1-for-2. So I guess it's not... Wait, why am I saying it's a good play for GEB? It's a good play for TMP, excuse me. It's a good play from TMP. Just off of an overzealous dive there, really, from GEB's side. And a little bit unfortunate from them, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, a little bit of alphabet soup does get pretty hard at this stage of the night, as we're going to be seeing Leoto is going to pick up a couple plates of their own now that they're giving some room to breathe. Kai'Dasher in a very interesting spot. Riddy is going to be just running it all the way in. Severe hits the minion, and Kai'Dasher is just going to be okay. They can just waddle away with the Demonic Ascension.
Yeah, he's going to burn his ult, but that doesn't matter. Not one bit. Especially if you're able to get that reset, he should have his mythic item now, for sure. He's got 1,800 gold in the bank, so he's absolutely going to have that here. And it's going to put him on par, at least pretty close with this Seraphine, who's... Sarah's done a really good job here. Game 1 and Game 2, unfortunately, got shafted a wee bit here, but in Game 3 on the Seraphine, he's really been piloting the champion quite well. And he is up on CS lead. Not a ton by any means, but he does have that extra kill. And that Seraphine ultimate, when they do group up, is going to be very impactful for sure. Leoto, though.
Yeah, Leoto already popped the unstoppable force. Samanosuke with the Eclipse is going to get a nice shield, try to run this on through, but it looks like the kill's going to go over to Junaha quite convincingly. And we have Sarah is going to split off, take some power damage. So a lot of items coming in.
Yeah, for sure at this point. Juna she's going to pick up another kill off that right there. Gets that reset in. Spends about a bit of gold there, gets double longsword, but crucially does have that Strikebreaker already too, so that Sin's going to be absolutely on a tear. The good news is, if you're a TMP fan, once again, we've got Riddy. He's got 2 kills here. He's starting to ramp up himself. That Kraken Slayer, the scaling on that champion alone is absolutely ridiculous. So I go almost getting caught, but he knows the limits of that champion pretty well.
He's just teasing them at this point. Leoto does not have ult for this, but is just going to look big and scary around this dragon as we're seeing Glacial grouping on up to try to take the Manhattan Project. And it might be Save and Sarah walking into the Malphite unknowingly first. It's a little spooky as we're going to be seeing the point coming up from Glacial. Just going straight onto the Save and Sarah. The Encore only lands on to a Predator who already popped the Demonic Ascension. Going to be the first one to fall. As we're seeing Samanosuke going to be trying to keep that shield up and keep it going. But Junaha will be making sure they're the next to fall. And we have Riddy, our hero of the tail, getting ran out of there by a Sly Lego without a lot of health to work with. The pull. Oh no, Dallas! The flashes are going to come out to be able to try to run them down. The health bar is low. The Ignite did not quite take it away. And we're going to see Sly Lego grab another one for the road.
Yeah, and that's a bit of an unfortunate play there from TMP. It really just seemed like it was just indecisiveness at its finest there. And Dallas, he wasn't around with the rest of the team, and obviously Sam wasn't either. He did have that ult to be able to get there, but it was a really split fight right from the get-go, and it's really difficult to be able to do anything. The real kicker too is that Leono actually didn't even have his ultimate at all for that fight. He's gonna have his ult available in about 3 seconds here, so that's off the back of without a Malphite ult. It just goes to show you how awkward that fight really was for TMP, and I think they did a good job initially of just getting that mid prio. They pushed that in, they forced 2 members of GAB to respond, but they didn't end up grouping up together. They didn't force anything as a 5-man unit. Instead, they tried to do something as a pseudo 4-man engage, but really Kaisa wasn't able to get any sort of damage in there, and could just be a little bit of nerves at this point, could be some stress here, but yeah, I want to see something a little bit better there from them. Just get that mid push if they're able to, and then group up as a unit and look to pull trigger that way.
Yeah, and we're seeing just Sly Lego is so comfortable disrespecting Severe at this point. Just dancing all around this battlefield. Severe is going to be landing the hook into Riddy above and below. Dallas from over the wall going to be getting a lot of damage, but that battle dance is so much range when they're with Zaya. Riddy is going to be forced immediately super low. The ult coming out. Good unstoppable force from Ryoto on the side of this fight, though. Going to take out Dallas and Mid-Sarah almost immediately, and the next one to pop is going to be our boy Severe. Riddy's able to walk out with an inch of their life. Well, that's insane from the side of Glacial.
Yeah, Glacial really is taking this game away, aren't they? They're basically running away with it, and it feels really difficult right now if you're TMP, if you're able to do anything, as you see the entirety of the map basically being taken before your eyes. And Game 1 wasn't very close. Game 2, 100%. There was definitely plenty of times where TMP could have pulled some things together here, but Game 3, 100%, it seems like GEB came up to play, and they want to get back to that finals. They want to make sure that they can have that reigning champion spot here for the VTS. There's no doubt about that.
Glacial is just going to continue to run it up. Riddy does not have a lot of health to go with this, but the Grand Stall Carl going to be continuing to zone them off. The Feathered Fall from Silva, but they flash up into the arms of Samanosuke, and Riddy's going to die, but things are looking dark for Silva as we have the third thing coming out. Everyone is jumping them. The Demonic Ascension is going to try to be able to make something happen. The Encore onto 3 members of Glacial as Samanosuke is able to grab the kill onto his Sly Lego, but is going to be falling to Junho, who's able to grab a double. Severe does not have a lot of health to run this, as Genju is just going to wind becomes lightning and just run their way right on down. There we go. Misses the one onto Sarah. Is not able to quite get that. The pull not there for Azure. But that's an amazing fight from Glacial. Once again, doesn't even have the Odo.
Yeah, you can just see the gold. They're basically hitting them with the wallets at this point. As Leo just kind of playing that split pushing Malphite playstyle, which is something I never thought I'd ever say, and I'll probably never ever say again. But almost gets sent tier 2. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, almost like you, yeah, almost like you won the lottery or something. But not nearly as good news.
Not quite as exciting, you know.
Yeah, pretty sad if you really think about it like
calling Graham. She's been playing this game her whole life, going, "Hey, I saw a Malphite today," and off to the side away from his team.
40K in the hole, but she just won $200, so she's ahead.
Yeah, you know, that's just an investment in my now $200. You know,
that's it. There you go. Right, $200 richer.
Listen, it's always a 50-50. You either win or you
don't
lose.
Yeah, the winner you don't. Amen to that one. And GB, they absolutely look like they want to close this one out. They want to get that win here, and I'm not so sure if it's a 50-50 with these guys right now. I'm thinking it's more about 95-5, maybe a 98-2, something like that. So, GB, again, I've said it twice. I'll say it one more time. Cross your T's, dot their I's. They close this game out. They're going to be on Soul Point here, and it's Cloud. It's not the absolute craziest thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they really didn't even... Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's just there's definitely better dragons out there that they could take, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them.
There goes Seminosuke, got themselves into trouble. Once again, the shield's coming up, but it's in the wrong direction. They're going to get chunked by Jen Junha. Severe went fishing, and they pucked it back. There we go. Severe's going to get chunked out next, and we have Riddy caught in the jungle trying to make a beeline for it. The quickness was popped from Sly Lego with the... Oh, that's not a Shirelli, that's a visual Booga. As Riddy's going to be able to walk their way on out of there. Sly Lego was not quite able to pick it up, and it looks like Geb is going to try to Baron.
Yeah, Sly Lego single-handedly sounds ready here in this fight. The Baron will inevitably go down here, 5k, and quickly falling. That is actually, that tier 2 top ends up going down as well. The pings are coming on the Dragon, yeah, the map at this point is nothing but glacials. So, really what we just see at this point right now is just basically them taking anything and everything that they want. Guys, you're in a bit of trouble.
Grand Skyfall going to be forcing out the Demonic Ascension and a teleport from Leota to be able to try to zone this one out. Is a 2v4. The Zonius to avoid the Encore is good, but this might get spooky. Jen Junha was able to get onto Dallas in time, and we're going to see the flash pop from Azure to be able to get themselves out. Seminosuke not quite able to close that. Dallas going to get jumped on by the entire team. Severe somehow alive for a moment. There was calling it. Leandres was there, and Junha is going to be taking out the Seraphine. That is just another fight going so far in favor of Glacial. They're just tossing the wallets out there and saying, haha, print money.
I think this game could be done. I don't know for sure. We still have, I guess we have pretty low death timers. It may not be. This might just be a double inhib, but GEB right now, they do have that option to look to pressure it. They're going to take one turret for sure. Definitely two. And it looks like it's that
already
Nexus.
huge.
Yeah.
Things could heat up. Severe is going to be immediately zoned out. Here comes the quickness. That's a 3-man grand entrance. And we're going to be sending them straight back to that gray screen. It's looking a little bit spooky. Silva popping the feather fall to be able to pull Dallas. We're just so BM, killing them in their spawn to be able to make game 3 go right into the hands of Glacial. Holy.
Well, I guess we can get our beauty sleep tonight, can't we, Loki?
Yeah, I think that was 3 20-minute games, roughly.
Yeah, I mean, game 2 is probably 30, maybe 30. I don't know. I don't quote me on that. But yeah, that was a quick overall. That was a pretty quick series. And GEB, they honestly, man, they just looked like they were ready to play and they showed up. Like they were here. They knew how they wanted to play the game. They had their plan and they just executed like basically flawlessly. Game 2, a couple like hiccups here and there, but game 1 super clean. Game 3 beyond clean. And yeah, they end that series on an absolute high note right now for sure.
So we're going to take a moment while we're putting this together. Glacial played incredibly as a team. There was not really too many times where I would say that it was just on the back of one member, but Junha was very consistent and was just an absolute unit, crushing them out. But who is your player of this series?
Player of the series overall? Yeah, I'll give it to GB's jungle for sure. I think Junha played exceptionally well, and you got to keep in mind, right, this is off the back of his team being able to play with him and accelerate the tempo that he gets. Like any invade that he's taking, usually he has mid prio or he has bot prio, and his laners rotate with him to make that impact happen. But nevertheless, he's still the one making that shot call to do that invade, to set things up. Game 1, you really seen it, like really seen it with that 15 KDA on that Jarvan. In game 3 with the Xin, remember this is an R4, right? They have that option to counter pick that jungle, which was that matchup that you and I both highlighted especially. So I think Junha, I think you got to give it to him. I think just overall just a really stellar series. And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from the rest of the boys. Like Leota, it's true though, like Leota piloted Malphite exactly like what you need to do, but like it's so hard. Like how do you give an MVP to Leota on Malphite? You know what I mean? Like
they had some really good knockups, but we also had so many moments with Kite Azure on that Syndra was stunning 3 people for them.
Or what about Sly Lego on Rakan? You know,
with like 3-4-man grand entrances in the quickness, it's just a lot of really good plays were had this evening. And honestly, I don't think I have a favorite.
It's hard. It's like picking your favorite kid. It's not easy.
Oh, that's easy. That's my youngest.
It's
Zero question.
Oh, it's easy, he said. Oh God, you're gonna be a good dad.
Yes, sir.
we basically highlighted everybody there except for Silva, but the thing I do want to mention about Silva is consistency. Like as an ADC, that's
True.
exactly what you need to do. It's all about consistency, and there's gonna be absolute pop-off games, don't get me wrong, where like
Yeah.
you're just tearing things up, you're running amok in team fights, you're making things happen yourself. But a lot of the times it's gonna take time. As an ADC, you scale with items. That's
Hmm.
your main thing. So you need gold by 2 items, 3 items, that's when you really start to come online. And he did a really good job in every single one of those games, just being able to scale up, get that consistent damage out, avoid any real major hiccups or faults, maybe mispositioning or anything like that. I think he did really good. I want to make sure that I mentioned his name too. Like everybody did well. The ADC role, it's just generally speaking, it doesn't nearly have as much impact early on, and yeah, it really is all about that consistency, and he was definitely there for that.
Yeah. It's always nice to see those consistent players avoiding hooks and, they're able to write another win in the books for it. I had a lovely time. I hope we had some fun. And thank you to Dodger for being able to keep this on behind the scenes. I think we're ready to close it off until the finals.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd like to give Riot a quick shout out for game two there,
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
just for messing with Loki a bunch. I think that was great.
Yeah. They crashed my DeLorean into
Yeah.
2001,
Yeah, they did something with it, eh? You're running Windows 95. I think that's what you
Yeah.
gotta update your Windows, man.
Sorry. I'm on actually the government approved OS of Windows, so things are a little funky over here.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense, man. It checks out. But no, it was a pleasure, man, being able to cast these guys, and unfortunately for us as casters, it's a pretty quick series. But fortunately for
Yeah.
GEB, they make themselves all the way to the finals, right away, the grand
Yeah.
finals once again. So back to back, they won it last year. Are they able to do
Mhm.
it again this time? Not so sure, but there's no doubt that they're going into the grand finals looking really strong. So if you're the enemy team, right? If you're Akuma, the last time the GEB
Mhm.
and Akuma met, Akuma ended up 2-0ing them. So if you're Akuma, if you end up cleaning up the series
I'm
tonight, you're going to be
excited.
watching the stream. You're going to be paying very close attention to how GEB's playing, because if you're not, I think you're going to get swept off your feet pretty quick.
All right, and that's strong words there. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And once again, it's been Demented Loki. I am joining Turk just temporarily in this seat. Have a lovely rest of your evenings and be good people until next time, okay?
Take care, everyone. See you soon.
There's no time for redemption. Those flags you wave, will they hold up? Don't cry for your vengeance. It's right there to take. Oh, if you want it, the world is watching. Here's your judgment. Here's your reckoning. Write your story down. Enter history. Pride and country. You could have everything. So bring home the glory alive. Go and rise for your nation. There's so much at stake. Will you show up? Oh, it's about damn time for a little salvation. Those flags you wave.